rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast, ladies and gents. T. Williams is in the building. What's good? What's good? Snipes Entertainment is in the building. I see you, Almighty Finesse. JJP is in the building, probably somewhere cooking up something. JJP probably somewhere cooking up something. You know how JJP is. Ahmad Hassan was good. Miss Geraldine is in the building. What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. This is our off-season live stream. We're going to rock and roll here, keep track. We're going to have a tracker of all the off-season moves, and we'll have a place that we can talk about it freely, right? So I got some stuff pulled up here. I got a device, got the computer. Yeah, man, got a bunch of stuff. We're going to track the off-season moves, and we're going to discuss them, right? Keith from the Bronx is in the building. Bodega Wi-Fi, what's good? Denny's Gaming, what's good? Just got hit up by the Knicks After Party co-host, Cully Goat. Just got hit up by him. Let me send this thing to Cully Goat just real quick, y'all. It's busy around here. Is busy in these Knicks off-season live stream streets. So let me send this to Cully. All right. Payback Carter is in the building. What's good? Top Notch T is in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? Hey, so here's the thing that I want to ask y'all just real quick before it gets so busy in here. Y'all know how busy it gets. Sometimes, I got to get this stuff out. Okay. So, yeah, I got to get this stuff out real quick before the chat get busy, because when the chat get busy, y'all know we ain't no room for nobody to talk. Just respect people's space. Let them finish their thought before you jump in. But that don't mean nothing. Rich boy, what's good? Jeremy Maynard, what's good? All right, let me say this real quick before everybody start coming in. And I mentioned this previously on the Knicks morning drive this morning. Right? You know what? Let me do this thing one at a time. Okay. So going forward for the next few days, next few days or so, I'm going to try to do the Knicks morning drive every morning. Every morning, 365 every morning. I'm going to try to do it every morning, right? And I'm also going to try to do the Knicks at Night podcast every night, right? So that we can keep a full grasp of this majorly important Knicks offseason. And yes, I said majorly. I don't know if that's a word or not. It sounded proper in its usage, right? Fazzy Dunlop, what's good? Will Salkin is in the building. Jeremy made it, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So let me explain this programming note to you guys and to let you know why. All right. So what I'm going to do going forward is trying to do the KMD every day, right? And I'm going to try to do the Knicks at Night podcast every night, 7 days a week, because any move that's made, I want to make sure that we're on top of it, right? I want to make sure that we're on top of everything that happens, right? And so we're going to try to continue to do the Knicks after party. We're going to try to continue to do some other things. Say a thought by Uncle Freezy and do some videos and all types of stuff, right? But at the same time, we're just going to rock with the morning drive and the Knicks at Night podcast. Got to put some energy back into the Knicks at Night podcast. For the past year and a half or so, wasn't able to rock with it like I wanted to. I have a stitch of time available so that we can do it. And so now I want to get out there and do both. You guys deserve as much, right? You guys deserve as much, right? So here's the reason why. Here's the reason. Yo, that lion is hard, right? That lion for RJ Barrett is hard, y'all. When I saw that lion, I was like, oh, I got to get that for RJ. It's the reason why I did the little video in the first place. And this right here is after the Miles McBride dunk, right? But anyways, so we're going to try to stay on for as long as we possibly can. And if you're new to this, hey, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Join the Lawrence Cheers family. Consider joining the channel. Consider joining the channel, becoming a member, right? But this is the reason why I feel like we should kind of go hard for this. I think the Knicks are at a place all right, so I'm going to just come out and say it. I think the Knicks are on the path to winning several NBA championships. Right? I think the Knicks are on that path to winning several NBA championships. Right? And I know you guys are jumping out the window. Oh, man, Uncle Freezy, calm down. It's only Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle. We need to trade for him. Man, calm down. Calm down. Don't jump out the window. Right? Don't jump out the window. What I'm saying is there is a pathway for the Knicks if they get it right. If they get it right, to become a championship contender annually. Blue Diamond Gym is in the building. Established 1993 is in the building. JJ, what's good? Chef NYK is in the building. Spree the American Dream is in the building. Luke Skywalker. Man, y'all make me so sick, man, sometimes, man. I'm trying to be serious here, bro. Bruh, I'm trying to be serious, right? And this is what you hit me with. Okay. I'm trying to be serious, bro. I'm serious, right? And this is what you hit me with, right? Right? So here's the thing. The reason why I am here on a channel 7 or 8 hours a day is because I feel like Cully Goat is in the building. What's good, Cully?
Yo, what's good?
Ain't nothing. Tiffany Smith is in the building. What's good? Hey, Father Dunlap says the negativity posse about to come for throat tonight. Nah. Listen, listen. I had a piece of paper. I wrote down some stuff on it, right? And basically what I did was I basically tried to figure out how in the world did the Detroit Pistons become a championship contender in the 80s? How in the world did the San Antonio Spurs become a championship contenders in the new millennium? Starting in 99, but the new millennium, right? And then I tried to figure out how did the Golden State Warriors become a championship contenders in the 2010s, right? And they all have similar stuff in common. They all have similar stuff in common. What they did was all these teams had numerous rebuilds, right? And then they scrapped the conventional way and just went on their own path. You hear me, Cully?
Oh, I hear you, because this is new to me.
Yeah. So what happened was everybody tried to build the same way. And then those three franchises was like, you know what? I ain't going to do it like them. I'm going to do it my way. Right? And so here is the thing. You could easily say, I need a 6'6" shooting guard, a 6'9" power forward, a 7'1" center, a scoring six man off the bench, and the number one pick in order to win a championship. I need a 6'4" point guard that can jump out the gym. Right? I need a 6'4" point guard that can jump out the gym, a 6'6" scoring machine at shooting guard, a 6'9" small forward, a 7'1" beast down low, a 6-man that'll average 17 points a game, and an obsessive coach. Right? That's what wins you a championship, right? Except no, that's not what wins you a championship. Because a lot of teams follow that same blueprint and they don't win championships.
Right.
You feel me? Only the best team using that blueprint wins a championship. Right? Like for instance, I'll give you an example, right? Rappers. Now I know y'all don't know a lot about rappers, but I'm gonna say this, right? A lot of rappers take the Rakim template, trying to use the Rakim template, really smooth and eloquent with their words, enunciations, and they season their verses with street, right? Not vice versa. You don't take street and season it with poetic value. You don't do that. You bring poetic value and you sprinkle it with street, right? And you've seen people do it for years. It started with Casanova Fly, DJ Kaz, Grandmaster Kaz, and then you saw it go from Grandmaster Kaz to Rakim, Nas, Coogee Rap, Jay-Z, and then a lot of knockoffs along the way. Your OCs, it's a lot of dudes that took that template, right? Of all the hundreds of thousands of rappers that ever done it, only 5 or 6 were successful. Only 5 or 6 out of hundreds and thousands of people that do it. I'll give you another example. Soul singers. You've heard of hundreds of thousands of soul singers. Everybody can sing, right? But only 5 or 6 have taken that Aretha Franklin style. And Aretha Franklin wasn't the first. I'm just saying the one that's probably the most relevant for this audience. The Aretha Franklin style of soul singing and can become successful at it, right? And in the NBA, every night, a team is going to have a 6'3" point guard, a 6'5" shooting guard, a 6'7", 6'8" small forward, a 6'8", 6'9" power forward, 6'11", 7-foot center, right? A 6-man off the bench for scoring punch, a defensive stopper, and an obsessed driven coach, right? And that's supposed to win a championship. Everybody does it. Only one team is the NBA champs at it, right?
One team,
right? And then you have the Detroit Pistons of the '80s, the Bad Boys.
How many did they win with Isaiah Thomas and Dumas? Was it 2? 1?
Two.
Okay,
2.
one.
They went to 3 finals.
They lost to the Lakers once, right?
Once they lost to the Lakers.
Showtime Lakers.
Yep.
Did they beat them once?
Yeah, they beat them twice. No, they beat them once. Yeah, they lost to the Lakers. Then they beat the Lakers. Then they beat Portland. Clyde Drexler, Trailblazers.
Right. Okay.
In 90.
Right. Okay.
Right. And then you look at the San Antonio Spurs. Well, you know what? Let's do it the number 1 pick way. Let's take the number 1 pick in the draft and David Robinson. Get a super athlete that can score some in a Sean Elliott. Get a slick point guard like Rod Strickland. And Rod Strickland didn't win a championship with them, I don't think. But y'all get what I'm getting at.
It was Avery Johnson, man.
It was Avery Johnson as the point guard.
It was also Jaren Jackson's father.
Yep.
He went with them when they beat the Knicks. They beat our very own Knicks.
Yep.
That was their first. That was actually their first ring of 5, right? They have 5.
I think they have 5. They have 5.
Right.
I think they have, but San Antonio went a different route.
Right.
They're like, we can't compete with a major market. We just can't. San Antonio, Texas is not a free agent destination.
Right.
Oakland, San Francisco, California is not a free agent destination. It's just not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is not a free agent destination.
Right.
It's just not. Right. And so for those keeping score, think about all the small market teams that have won championships and think about the way that they tried to build. They tried to compete with the big boys, the big boy game. It didn't work. So instead of trying to knock their head against the wall, playing the big boy game, what teams have done is just gone off on another path. Like if you can't beat them, try to beat them another way. If you can't beat them, I think the saying goes, if you can't beat them, let them beat themselves. Is that the way the saying go?
No, but I like that one better. Somebody with pride would say, let them beat themselves instead of you can't beat them, join them, right?
Right. So if you can't beat them, let them beat themselves. Right? So New York is understanding this front office, and James Dolan. I want to give James Dolan a thimble full of credit. Not a big fan of James Dolan, right? Because of what I hear in the media. I'm sure he's a good guy, but from what I hear in the media, that's all I can go by, right? But New York is not a free agent destination. Even though the city has more stuff to offer than probably all the other markets combined, right? It's not a free agent destination, right? So if you can't beat them, let them beat themselves, right? Because the likelihood of us finding a center that's going to neutralize Joel Embiid in free agency is small, right? The likelihood of us finding two wing players that can stop Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum in free agency is small, right? Right? So instead of trying to beat them at their own game, we should let them beat themselves and build our team in a certain image, a certain way. And I think the Knicks are on that path right now. Eric Siriel is in the building.
Somewhat. Yeah, I want to salute some people too. I salute everybody. Geraldine, Quiet Money, Don P. They said, "What's up, Cully?" Everybody. My man Long Island, Eric Siriel, Almighty Finesse, salute. Keyshawn, salute.
Yeah, salute to them, man. Salute
Gregory,
to everybody.
I ain't seen Gregory in a minute. Salute y'all. Salute y'all in the chat.
Yeah,
Latrell, salute.
The American dream. Yeah, but yeah,
Look.
man. So what I'm getting at is I think the Knicks are on that path right now, Cully. And the fortunate thing is, and I'm not saying this trying to sound like nobody granddaddy or uncle, but at your age, I think you're going to enter into a golden era of Knicks basketball, right? Starting with a handful of championships. I think the group at your age, the group that's say 30 to 45, say 28 to 45, something like that, right? This is going to be the era where Knicks fans are going to get King's disease, right? This is I think we're entering into the King's disease era where it's going to be like, man, we only won 5 championships and we went 8 times. I mean, come on. Jordan never lost in the finals. But then it's like the generation before y'all. Like, man, I would love 5 championships out of 8 trips to the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? But
championship, that'll keep everybody off our back, man. Everybody making fun of us.
Right. And I think it all starts with developing a culture. Right?
Let me ask you, Freezy. So, are we talking about developing a culture or developing the youngins? Which one is it? Specifically, you gotta draw the line, Freezy.
Right, I'm with you.
Because it could be vets too, So, tell me the culture.
So here is the culture. Hard work and appreciation.
I knew where you was going with this one.
Right. So it's hard work and appreciation.
When you mentioned, not to cut you off, Freezy, when you mentioned the small market teams, superstars don't want to go there. Like you said, free agency, they don't want to go to small market. Not so much. Only way superstars end up there is through the draft or maybe a trade. So, yes, superstars, they don't willingly just sign. They don't really sign to a place like a Phoenix or a Milwaukee. One of the teams that was in the finals last year. So, yes, I knew you was going with this one.
Right.
Small market. Small market.
I'm glad.
What you say?
I said I'm glad. I'm glad I made it plain.
No, you made it plain. I seen it from once you said it. Once you was going in that direction, I seen it. Small market teams, they draft. I don't want to say conservative, but they pick it's kind of like the hard work beats talent kind of route, right? That's where you're going?
Yep. And here's the other thing too. Here's the other thing too. With when I say developing a culture, you have to do that first. Right? And so say last season or say before Tom Thibodeau got here, what was the culture of this team? The David Fizdale, Mike Miller era.
I really don't know, man. Was it tanking? Was it tank?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom's coming over here. Hold on one sec, Freezy. Go ahead, Freezy.
Okay. So the thing I was getting at with the development of a culture is that you have to put a culture in place. For one, you have to believe in it, right? Don P, you have to believe in a certain way of winning championships. Almighty Finesse, you have to believe that the way that you want to build is the right way.
For example,
regardless of what everybody else say, I don't care what everybody else say. The Miami Heat have their own culture.
Yeah,
right?
Freezy, like, not to cut you off, but I was when Melo was here, right? When Melo was here, I didn't care if we got a lot of veterans. I didn't care if we traded away picks at the time because we had Melo. That was like our last superstar before Randle, right? So when I look at the teams that won since Melo was here up until now, I look at the teams that won, aside from the Heat, with LeBron, and aside from any LeBron team, because LeBron was always in the finals too, but the teams he faced, aside from that, those teams built organically. You know, the Spurs, he faced them twice. And he faced them 3 times. He faced them the time on the Cavs when he was young. And these are teams that built organically, whether you like it or not. The Bucks, certain teams, like I said, they build organically. A superstar. I'm not going to say a superstar has to fall into our lap, but we have to do it. I think JJ said in the chat, we have to do it. We have to do it through the draft. When I was, I'm a fan of Melo, but when he was here, like I said, I wanted us to just get him some help. When he was not here, you look around the league, you see how other teams win it. For example, the Warriors. Warriors got something special with Curry. After that, they just drafted right. Draymond was a 2nd-round pick. He was like the last in the 2nd round. Harrison Barnes was a good pick.
But the thing is what you're saying. Think about what it is that you're saying, and then draw from the least common denominator, right? Think about what it is that you're saying. See, the players themselves that were chosen, they could have went anywhere. But every time you said the word pick means somebody in charge was selecting them to bring them into that culture.
Right.
You feel me? Because Draymond Green, if Draymond Green had been selected by Detroit Pistons, he'd have been out of the league by now. Because he wasn't a fit for what they're looking to do. Because Detroit had big, muscle-bound dudes muscling you around the backboards, right?
At the time, right? Yes.
At the time, Draymond was selected. That's what I'm saying. And
no,
Draymond
so yes,
Green,
you're right.
And Draymond Green was the opposite of it. Draymond Green is short, and even though he's strong, he's short. He can't jump. He can't shoot. He don't rebound that well. Think about for the what you see Draymond. Is there a season where Draymond Green averaged 13 rebounds, 12 rebounds? No. Draymond Green is the classic glue guy, right? But what I'm saying about the Knicks though is the Detroit Pistons that won a championship, because what they were going to do is what they said is, what we're going to do is lean on you and break your will. They're like, we don't care if you jump out to a 15-point lead on us. We're going to lean on you until you run out of gas. They were so physical by the time the 4th quarter started, teams legit want to give up and quit against the Pistons because they contested every pass, every dribble, every shot, every cut, every screen. They contested that. They physically wore you down.
You're right, Freeze. I don't mean to say this on the show. I just remember, pardon my language, I was watching I think it was John Sally, and he was in an interview, and he said, the coach told him, every time Jordan comes into the lane, knock him down. And they used to put Jordan on his ass. Pardon my language. Right. They used to put him on his behind. And I remember I seen a clip of it. They knocked him down. He rolled over and he wanted to just cry. He was sitting there and just in pain, just rolling over. And I was looking at him. I'm like, wow, they was really about it in the 90s, 80s. They was not playing with Jordan.
Right.
So yes, you're right. Yeah, they put him every time he came. They put him right on his behind.
everything, contest everything. The Detroit Pistons made you work for everything that you got on the basketball floor. Everything, right? And so they created a culture of we're not giving away anything, right? Even your free throws, even when you went to the free throw line, you earned that trip to the free throw line. If they fouled you, they fouled the hell out of you.
They didn't care about blood, and they had
Yeah.
to see blood for you to even get a foul, not even a flagrant. It's just to get a little foul, Freezy.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is this: like the Detroit Pistons established a culture of we are going to make you work for everything. We're going to make you be pitch perfect for 48 minutes. How many teams could be pitch perfect for 48 straight minutes? Not many. And that's how Detroit beat you. And in the thing with the Golden State Warriors, the Golden State Warriors are running plays that I've seen as far back as the 80s, right? Every team runs what the Golden State Warriors run, right? But what the Golden State Warriors do better than everybody else is they execute. They execute. They have a culture of being perfect. They run the back picks on side out of bound plays, throw the ball over the top. They throw the volleyball pass over the top of back screens so Klay Thompson can get a wide open look for three. Right? We ran that play in high school. I ran that play in high school in the early 80s. Right? But they execute it. And they execute it from every position. Just because Steph Curry is a top 10 player all time, don't mean he won't screen you, bro. Steph Curry will screen Julius Randle right now. Right? He will. And so Golden State's thing is about being excellent at execution. Right? And it's the same things with the San Antonio Spurs, Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr took execution from Phil Jackson's Chicago Bulls and execution from Greg Popovich's San Antonio Spurs and took it to Golden State. Right? So he got the best of both worlds. He got the intricate passing, from Phil Jackson, right? The screening from Greg Popovich. You remember when you used to watch Ginobili and Boris Diaw and Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and Steven Jackson and all those guys, man, they used to screen the hell out of you and execute, right? Steve Kerr takes that and brings it to Golden State. Now, what are the Knicks doing?
What are the Knicks doing as far as execution?
What are the Knicks doing in terms of their culture?
I don't know, but it seems like they're just starting one.
Right.
I mean, I figured Tibbs is the culture setter, no?
Tibbs is the culture setter.
Okay, wait, Reese, let me ask you a random question. You hear any music behind me?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, so like I was saying, back to this. Tibbs is the culture setter, right?
Right.
So I guess we're seeing where this takes us. So this is Tibbs. We're going into his third year.
Well, let me restate that.
Go ahead.
James Dolan is the culture setter. And Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose are the culture implementers. They are implementing the culture that James Dolan wants going forward.
Right. Do you think that Leon Rose is the one that has to give the contracts, right? He's the one that has to reach out to the free agents, right? No? Right. Do you think Tibbs has any influence?
Yes.
Or at least partial? So you said yes.
Yes.
Full or partial? That doesn't matter. Same thing, right?
Input.
You said what?
Input.
At least some input. Okay, so that's about between. Yeah. Okay, so that's about full, partial. Okay. Just asking. Go ahead, Freezy. Whatever he's gonna say, go ahead.
Right. So my deal is I think this team is going to go down as one that our culture is going to be play for each other.
You said they're gonna play for each other?
Play for each other.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right. Play for each other. Anthony D, what's good, bro?
AD, What up,
Good
brother?
night. What's going on, Cully? What's going on, fam? Long
I ain't get
time.
to chop it with AD in like how many months?
A
Yeah,
minute, right?
it's been a minute. It's been a minute, gentlemen. So, Freezy,
AD, you not gonna come on the camera, man?
I can at this moment. At this
Oh, all
moment,
right, no problem, no problem.
But Freezy, tell me more about this culture that you're talking about that you envision with the Knicks here, and why do you feel so confident that what you're seeing is actually what you're seeing?
Well, for one, the play for each other culture works in New York City. You know how I know? You know how I know this, right?
Okay.
The previous 2 championships the New York Knicks won was exactly what I'm telling you is the culture they're implementing right now. Right? If you ask old heads what NBA team was the greatest team of all time, they say the 1969-1970 New York Knicks. They don't say the team that won the most games, because they don't say the 96 Bulls or the whatever Golden State Warriors. They say the 1969-1970 New York Knicks, a team that was the most unselfish team to ever play in the NBA, right? Unselfish. Point guards taking charges. You know what I'm saying? Centers having high assist totals. Power forwards screening 70 feet away from the basket. Right? All these things where these dudes sacrificed their games in order to win a championship. Right? And the reason why they did that is because in 1968-69, the team played unselfish, but played a little selfish, and they lost to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And everybody at that when the clock was running down on a season, everybody was looking at us. Everybody was to a man was looking men looking at each other in the eyeball, saying, "Hey, they got us. They got away from us, and they lucky. They know they lucky. Look at them. Look at them over there. They know they barely got away from this young team. If we come back next year and we play for each other, ain't nobody in the league can beat us. Nobody."
When you say play for each other, Freezy, you mean like how he was in Julius' most improved season?
No.
Like the Big 15?
Nope. No, that's not even close.
Not
bro.
the Big 15? Okay.
No. Cully, y'all have never seen a team like the 1970 New York Knicks, right?
No, but
Right.
Cully raised a good question though, Freezy.
Right.
For the moment that he mentioned Julius Randle's name, bingo.
No, because
Where is the culture? How does he fit in this vision of culture and sacrifice and defense? How does he fit in this right there?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, Freezy. I'm just thinking about the closest I seen to a good culture was last season. Was the most not the season before this last one, when the most improved season when it after the New Year's and about because the playoffs started late last year. So before the first round of the playoffs, before we played the Hawks, I feel like we had some good momentum going in the playoffs. We had a good, the team was coming together, the chemistry was getting there. D Rose and Randle, Reggie Bullock. And they called it the Big 15. I looked at that as a culture. That's the last culture I remember. Last season, that was not a culture. We got smoked every game. It looked like it was a lot of drama. So go ahead, Freezy. We need you to elaborate. We need to hear your.
The Big 15 season is just what it is. It's a blip on the radar.
All right. Wait, say that again. My fault.
It's a blip on the radar. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's a blip on the radar. You think about it. You wasn't gonna win nothing with Reggie Bullock and Elfrid Payton being your backcourt. Come on, man. Really? Elfrid Payton and Reggie Bullock?
No, man, but notice how I didn't even say Elfrid Payton. Now, I never cared for Elfrid Payton as the starting point guard. No, I didn't. Something was just wrong with him. I don't know. I never cared for him.
And so Nick Yak brings up a great point. So the Knicks traded for a power forward named Dave DeBusschere, right? And Dave DeBusschere brought an unselfish style to the New York Knicks, and the Knicks implemented that style, right? Like, hey, stop thinking about your stats. Don't think about the stats. Play the game. Play the game together. You know what I'm saying? And you can do this. Now, other teams tried to mimic that. There was a Dwight Howard Orlando Magic team, like Dwight Howard, Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis, Jameer Nelson team. They tried to mimic that. They did it like in a Mighty Ducks kind of way, like in a passive aggressive kind of way. We gonna be unselfish.
You said the Magic?
Yeah. Because they had forwards that would pass, that were unselfish. Turkoglu could pass, and he would.
Turkoglu was pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah, and Rashard Lewis and them guys, they could pass and they would, right? But they did it in a Mighty Ducks kind of passive aggressive kind of way. They tried to do it like in a magical Disney kind of way. Like, look at us passing the ball to each other instead of just doing it, right? I think that's where the Knicks are trying to go right here. You bring in guys that are going to be. Hey, Cully, listen, I'll tell you what. Do you remember how the Knicks offense looked at the end of the season without ball hogs in the lineup? You remember Randle was hurt and RJ Barrett was hurt? And Emmanuel Quickley got like 2 triple-doubles in a 2-week span or something?
Right.
That is what I think. That type of offense and that type of defense is what I think is going to get us to an NBA championship.
Absolutely.
Notice your ball hogs were gone.
Absolutely. At least competitive. Because a point guard means all, you know, and I like Jalen Brunson. But a point guard, he gets better every year. A point guard means very little. I remember you said this one day. I remember it was one show I spoke to you on. This was like last year, though. You said last year, even if the Knicks had Ricky Rubio at the time, they'd be competitive. And I agree, because some type of point guard, Knicks, we needed one for 20 years. Some type of point guard, we would have been competitive. We had every other position at least solid. Point guards make every position look good. If RJ was on the Suns right now, or even, you know, last year, he would look very good next to Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Very good. He would be averaging at least. He would average what Devin Booker averages. I know Devin Booker may be more polished than RJ. I'm not saying RJ's better than Devin Booker for anyone that kills me, but RJ would look very polished and I say that because of his mentality. He has the mentality to attack, and I think Chris Paul. I think RJ is very coachable. I think Chris Paul would, you know, get to him. So, but what I'm trying to say is, What I'm trying to say is, a point guard makes this team look good. It makes every team look good. They said, I seen somewhere said Jalen Brunson is the 14th best point guard in the league, right? That's what somebody said, because he's the 14th highest paid in the league right now. So I will say that going by other games I've seen, it's the Knicks and maybe 2 other teams are the only 3 teams that didn't have a point guard. It was the Wizards and somebody else. But anyway, being that we have one in Jalen Brunson who can get into the paint, and he's a pretty good passer when he does pass, I will say we are headed in a pretty good direction. We just have to see how the rest unfolds.
Y'all are at the very, very, very beginning stages of a sustained championship run, right? and at the very beginning of it, you never realize that you are at the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like think about it. When you ever seen the baby standing on the edge of the couch? Mm-hmm. The baby standing on the edge of the couch, the one that had never walked before, sitting on the edge of the couch, be scanning the room.
Who's about to do a backflip off the front?
Yeah, they said they take those first 2 shaky steps. They never imagine in 15 years they'll be sprinting down the street. You know what I'm saying?
So your vision is long. You're having a long-term vision with this culture curation and so forth that you're speaking about.
Right. What I'm saying is right now, Knicks fans are not going to see it because it's not immediately in place for them. Like when I mentioned this to somebody that I trust before, I was like, should I talk to Knicks fans about this? And this person told me to a man, no, Knicks fans don't care nothing about that. All they want to do is trade Randle and trade Fournier. They want to fire Tibbs. They want to get rid of the owner. That's all they want. They don't even want championships. They want Dolan. They would rather have Dolan gone than win 3 championships. And I was like, that ain't true. And they were like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they were like, yo, y'all got Jalen Brunson, right? And this is a Lakers fan telling me. A Lakers fan was telling me this. He's like, y'all got Jalen Brunson, right? Y'all finally get. The 2 things he mentioned. He's like, y'all broke that stupid curse when Mitchell Robinson signed back. Now people can't say y'all ain't never signed a draft pick to a second contract and blah, blah, blah. And y'all also found y'all point guard of the future. Both in one offseason, y'all did both those things. And y'all fan base is talking about trading Julius Randle and trading Evan Fournier. And I was like, touche. You absolutely right. You found your point guard of the future, and you also broke that stupid curse of not having a young player sign a second contract with your team, right? And the fan base is talking about trading Julius Randle, trading Evan Fournier. They don't even care that 2 long-term problems were solved in one offseason. They talking about trading Evan Fournier. And to that person's point, I was like, you know what? You absolutely right. Should I talk to the Knicks fans about us winning a championship, like going on this sustained run of championship contention over a 7 to 10 year span? And he was like, no, because they ain't gonna get it. Because they conditioned to being losers. When you're conditioned to being a loser, all you think about is staying in a certain mindset because it's comfortable, right? You're comfortable in a certain mindset. You're comfortable about complaining. You're comfortable with losing. You're comfortable with getting embarrassed. You're comfortable about watching other teams get better. You're comfortable with making major mistakes on draft day. You're comfortable with missing out in free agency, right? So when somebody says something outside of that, it sounds ludicrous. When somebody says, hey, man, if we stay on this path, we might be able to contend for a championship in 7 to 10 seasons. But if you're conditioned to being a loser, anything that sounds like a ray of hope is going to sound like ridiculousness. And to that person's point, I thought about it. And it's my cousin, by the way. It's my cousin. He's a Lakers fan. He was like, Lakers fans don't go through that. Lakers fans is like, it's either championship or bust. And that's the mindset that Knicks fans should be in. They in the biggest market, and they worried about Evan Fournier.
Only thing, Freezy, Lakers have that because of the expectations, because of successes that they had, though. We haven't had no recent successes. Lakers.
How did they get to those successes, though, Cullen?
The Lakers?
Yeah.
Well, if we talking Kobe Bryant, they drafted. Did they draft Kobe? They didn't draft Kobe Bryant at first. They traded for him, right? Wasn't it something like that? Was Vlade Divac?
Yeah,
no.
Okay. Yeah,
they had an owner. They had an owner committed to excellence.
Yep.
No, I get that, but like they had Kobe Bryant, and the rest was history. They got Shaquille O'Neal. People always say Kobe had Shaq. Shaq came over. Shaq signed to the Lakers in '96. That's Kobe's rookie year. So why would Shaq, a big baby like Shaq, and I love Shaq, but why would a guy like Shaq that was unhappy in Orlando, that got beat by the Bulls every time? I think they beat the Bulls once, but whatever. Why would a guy like Shaq, a guy like him, I heard that he signed up. I heard that he signed with the Lakers for Derek Fisher. He signed up to the Lakers, and it ended up winning. How many did they win? 3? 2 or 3? Him and Kobe.
Yeah.
So that's
not immediately though. Not immediately.
Not immediately. But Kobe, Kobe had to, he had to get himself together. Shaq was Shaq. He was still good. I feel like his best years was the Lakers actually, but Shaq got better. He got better through work, through the game and.
But all of that stuff is beside the point, right? The reason why Shaq went to LA, right, is because the Lakers had a history of great big men and championships.
Okay,
Right.
like Wilt and Kareem. Okay,
And George Mikan.
George Mikan. Yes.
Yeah, they had a history of great big men, right? Bob McAdoo. You know what I'm
Bob
saying?
McAdoo.
They had a history of good. But here's the thing, Kelly, that the most important thing. The Lakers in '96 had went 5 years without going to the NBA Finals. And their owner was like, if we don't make the finals this year, I'm firing everybody. Because the last time they had went was 1991. You remember the Jordan going to the rim, he switched hands in the air and all of that on the layup. That was against the Lakers. Yeah. That was against the Lakers. So the Lakers have a culture. The Lakers have a culture of winning. They don't care about what style it is. They don't care. And here's the other thing too. I think somebody put in the chat that the Lakers don't have draft picks and they don't have this and they don't have that. You know what they do have though?
They have a GM that'll pull the trigger.
They got cachet.
And they have a 2020 NBA championship.
Right. Well, with the exception of LeBron, but yeah.
It don't matter who was on the team. Bubba Gump Shrimp could have been on the team in 2020. They won the NBA championship, and people could say bubble chip. They could say all that stuff, but I bet you any team in the NBA right now would trade everything they have to get that bubble chip, including the Knicks.
For sure. Well, the Knicks, yeah, right. Of course, the Knicks.
And
right.
The Nets would too.
They'll win as many as they want. They ain't gonna sell out for one. But.
Hey, G.I., what's good, man?
What's up,
what up,
fellas?
G.I.?
It's a takeover, baby. I'm coming in. I see AD. I see Cully. What's up?
G.I., what up, man? I ain't get to,
baby. It's a takeover.
D'Angelo,
It's a takeover.
I ain't get to be on here with G.I. in a minute, man. G.I. is a funny dude, man. I like G.I., man.
Yo,
yeah, man.
There's some characters, man. You know, Cully, we have to check the characters, man. They sneak into
For
the
sure.
crowd.
For sure.
Yeah, man. And so what I'm getting at, Cully, is the Knicks are on this path like the baby standing up at the edge of the couch, the baby that you know what I'm saying, probably about 7 to 8 months, 8 or 9 months old, trying to walk, right? Young legs want to run, right? Young legs want to run, right? Baby on the edge of the couch, he's scanning the living room, he or she, whoever, scanning the living room, and they want to get out there and walk, right? But that baby can't imagine in 15 years that it'll be running down the street. It'll be playing pickup basketball in the park because it's so early in the process. And that's where Knicks fans are right now. They can't see what's down the road because they are looking at one step at a time. And that's exactly where we should be. One step at a time, one foot in front of the other. Don't try to skip steps. Do like your great grandma used to say, you got to crawl before you can walk. I mean, that's just how it go. That's just how it is.
Did Milwaukee skip a step when they traded those picks for Drew Holiday?
No.
Nah, I think they was getting what they.
Yeah, but they made a step. They made a step of drafting one of the greatest players on the planet. So until we draft one of the greatest players on the planet, we can't skip steps.
Right.
No,
and see,
that's not my point, G.I. And I got you. But here's the thing, though. And I hate going back to that 4th seed, but you know, everything starts from someplace. When they saw that they was in a certain position the previous year after losing Brogdon and whatever, they took those picks that they had and they was like, look, we're going to go in. We got Tucker. We're going to get Holiday. That's just my point. With the Knicks, it's almost like they didn't believe their own success.
I love you, AD, but it's moot. But that's moot because they have Giannis. When you have a Giannis, you can retool. We don't have a Giannis.
Wait, well, you know what? I saw Atlanta do the same thing. Atlanta fired their coach mid-season, while the same season when the Knicks was going to 4, Atlanta was going to 5. Has Atlanta made a back step since then?
We don't have the talent.
See, that's
Atlanta has.
No, but they've continued to gain talent. They've traded talent and they've continued to gain talent. My only thing with your theory about the culture, Freezy, and I'm right there with you. But even with culture, at times you have to shift. You have to be able to turn. You got to be able to say, well, all right, these guys got signed just like all of these free agents got signed this last week or two, right? So only leaving the names that we know about. Okay, so now where do you pivot? God forbid someone comes in and trades for Donovan Mitchell tonight. Where do you pivot?
The only thing
I don't think you should pivot.
I don't think you should.
I think pivoting is the worst mistake that you can make when you have consistently not been relevant or a contender, right? And this is why you both of you guys, you mentioned it and G.I. mentioned it also, that the Bucks have a Giannis, right? But before they had a Giannis, right? They drafted a Jabari Parker at 2. Andrew Wiggins went number 1. Jabari Parker went 2. Joel Embiid went 3. They could have got hold on, man. Hold.
Oh shoot, we lost Freezy.
So AD, my only thing I'm saying is, when you say pivot, go ahead, Freezy, back.
Okay. my point is what happens in that Jabari Parker draft if Milwaukee takes Joel Embiid at 2 instead of Jabari Parker? Are we still having the same conversations?
Was Milwaukee in position to get Joel Embiid though, Freeze? I don't know.
Yes, they passed on Embiid to take Jabari Parker because Joel Embiid was hurt at Kansas, right?
Yes.
Joel Embiid at Kansas. Joel Embiid at Kansas. Andrew Wiggins at Kansas. Joel Embiid gets hurt. The Bucks say we're not going to draft an injury-prone player. Right. And they wind up drafting an injury-prone player anyway.
Because they definitely needed a big man because of Larry Sanders.
Right. So what I'm getting at is for every story that people pick out such and such best player on such and such best team, those same teams made a bunch of mistakes before they arrived at the championship level. Did they reverse course? No. They stayed on that course. They picked one direction and went in that direction, regardless what the outside pressures was, and they won their championships, right? Because think about this: did Milwaukee missing on Jabari Parker try to go out and find another Jabari Parker? No, they didn't. They continued to add subsequent pieces. They were like, yo, what we'll do is we'll add talent and let them play with each other and develop them, right? Because nobody's dream vacation destination is Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right? LeBron James is not ripping off his Cavs jersey after he lost to the Celtics, dreaming of a summer home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, right? So you got, if you're Milwaukee, if you're San Francisco, Oakland, Santa Clara, Golden State, y'all know the area I'm talking about, where all the 3 cities together out there. Right? If you're San Antonio, Texas, if you're Manhattan, New York, you understand that nobody wants to come here. So instead of forcing people to come here when you know they don't want to come, you build your own. Right? That's what I'm saying. Slowly,
and AD,
brick by brick.
And AD, you don't think we got better adding Brunson, keeping Mitch, who I thought we were going to lose, and still they had to overpay for him because they could have had him 2 years ago. They could have believed in him and saw this because I saw it. Because I said, as long as Mitch stays remotely healthy, he's too bad. He leads to wins and losses. Mitch leads to wins and losses. He does. So they had to keep him. And then Hartenstein. You don't think we got better AD? Because you said Atlanta continues to acquire talent. You don't think we acquired talent this offseason?
I think they did. But what I'm saying is that Atlanta didn't make missteps over the last several years.
Yeah. Well,
the Knicks went back to come forward.
I can't.
You see, I'm not even gonna talk. I'm not even gonna go there with the whole, getting rid of guys that they were the ones who signed them or whatever. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying they can go backwards to go forwards, but if I ask them to pivot, you can't pivot. But you can go hella backwards, right? You can go hella backwards and take kudos for cleaning up your own mistakes. But if I ask you on this journey to make a side swipe, make a pivot, this player comes available, that player comes available. If I'm thinking that, well, this player can help along the journey, you can't do that. But you can go hella backwards.
Well, let me say this, AD. We got a lot invested in RJ Barrett. You know why? Because the last 3 years, we let him play a lot of basketball in the New York Knicks uniform. And we've seen it all too long where we've let people play in our uniform many minutes, many years, and then they just leave the team. They're no better for it. We're no better for it. We got to figure out how we can unlock RJ. And there's no way is that Julius Randle handling the ball and giving it to RJ. So that Brunson is, in that regard, perfect guy to get RJ the ball where they can figure it out to get him the ball. And then the other guys, you drafted Sims. You drafted McBride. You drafted any of these guys. You got to give them minutes. So I know that was a mistake last year. They should have did this last year. I'm happy it's done. I'm looking forward to what can be. Because imagine if this team, because tanking is out. They're not tanking. We're never tanking. We're never going for a high draft pick. And I'm okay with that because they're willing to figure out what they can get and start wheeling and dealing and ended up with some type of player. Hopefully, this rhyme or reason, just keep hitting the ball down first base and run. What's his name? Ichiro. He one of the greatest because all he kept doing was slapping that ball was out running. Slapping that ball. That's what I think Leon Rose is doing. And I know it doesn't entice AD, but I finally see a plan. And as a black and white guy, when you see a plan come, you say, you know what? You, as a businessman, you can't say at a minimum he's not doing his job. He's saying he's going to do this, and he got it done. Dolan's not saying that it ain't the right thing to do. He's staying out of it. And I got to say, I'm slightly impressed because I've been so hypercritical. And AD, I'm not saying your points don't matter, but at some point I can't keep thinking about 2 years ago. When do I look like a spoiled brat and not, being a reasonable fan if I keep staying mad at this guy for 2 years ago and the players that I'm mad at him about aren't even on this team anymore?
Right. Duly noted. Right. And so for those that don't understand my reasoning and don't buy into my point, listen, you will because the thing is when you speak to people that have been in a negative situation about something positive, it don't always go in that. There's always resistance, basically what I'm getting at. Right. But check this out. This is what I'm going to say to you. And in 2009, the Golden State Warriors selected Steph Curry with the 7th pick in the NBA draft. The team behind them in that draft was the New York Knicks. They selected Jordan Hill. The team behind the Knicks were the Toronto Raptors. They drafted DeMar DeRozan. So the Knicks passed on DeMar DeRozan at the draft to choose a dude named Jordan Hill, right? When they needed a point guard, right? Say they needed a point guard. They was like, hey, we need a point guard. Steph Curry went, right? So the pick after Toronto at 10 was a young fella named Brandon Jennings. The Knicks passed on Brandon Jennings and DeMar DeRozan to take Jordan Hill. right? And so notable names in that draft: Drew Holiday, a point guard out of UCLA, went 17. Ty Lawson, a point guard out of University of North Carolina. Jeff Teague, a point guard. And they went back-to-back, 17, 18, 19. Jeff Teague, a point guard out of Wake Forest.
Jeff Teague was in that draft too?
Yep. Darren Collinson, a point guard out of UCLA.
I wanted him so bad, pause.
Right. At 26, the Chicago Bulls.
Jennings was in that draft too. Wasn't Jennings in that draft?
Yeah, he was 10. He was 10. He was 10.
I wanted Brandon Jennings too. If we didn't get Curry.
And so here's the thing. At 26, the Chicago Bulls selected a big man out of USC from Long Island, or from Brooklyn, named Taj Gibson. Right? Minnesota selected a shooting guard out of University of North Carolina named Wayne Ellington. Right? So we want to say, I said all that to say this. We want to say that the Knicks can't establish a culture, right? The Knicks can't do a certain thing without going to get a guy. What I'm saying to you and what I mentioned to Cully earlier is the most important thing is not the draft pick itself, because we had the draft pick. When Steph Curry went off the board, the Knicks still could. The selector could have selected DeMar DeRozan, a Drew Holiday,
Brandon Jennings,
Lawson, a Brandon Jennings, but he did not. He chose Jordan Hill, right? And so you can't blame the draft for that. You can't blame the draft pick. You can't be like, well, if we could have traded up, man, we could have got Steph Curry. Well, if you were responsible, you could have had Drew Holiday or Brandon Jennings. They're not Steph Curry, but it's also you're picking at 8. You're not picking at 7, right? And for those that say, well, Golden State did everything right. No, they didn't. Let me tell you who Golden State took years previous to getting lucky and getting Steph Curry. In 2006, the Golden State Warriors took Patrick O'Brien. Interesting. In 2007, they took Marco Bellinelli. And in 2008, the Golden State Warriors selected
Bedrins? No, not Bedrins.
Anthony Randolph. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying to you guys is this: while we want to say in a rebuild, you get it right immediately. Don't get me started. Don't get me started about the San Antonio Spurs. Because the Spurs have some swings and misses also, and theirs are more embarrassing. Hey, Shaw, what's good?
What's good with y'all, man? Salute.
Ain't nothing to it. So the thing I'm mentioning here is this: I don't want to bash a Knicks fan. I'm not looking to do that. What I'm saying is take this thing that I'm mentioning at least as a thought, something to consider, even if you don't like it. Think about it, right? Right. Every team is gonna have its share of swings and misses, right? Every team is gonna have its share of swings and misses. And what we should consider is once teams get those swings and misses out of the way, they start hitting, right? They start hitting at a frequency that's impressive, right? Because nobody remembers who the Spurs used to draft in the 80s until they got David Robinson. They got David Robinson. Then all of a sudden, Sean Elliott is a player. All of a sudden, they acquire Rod Strickland, right? All of a sudden, they start hitting on their draft picks. Players start sticking on their roster. And what I'm saying to you as Knicks fans is this: consider the Jerian Grants, the Clee Anthony Earlys, the Amon Shumperts, the Josh Harrelsons, the Andy Routons, the Landry Fields, the Frank Ntilikina's, the Damian Dotsons, the Kevin Knoxes, the Alonzo Triers, the Iggy Brasdakis, right? And then now think about the RJ Barretts, the Obi Toppins, the Emmanuel Quickleys, the Quentin Grimeses, the Miles McBrides, the Rokas Jokabitises. We are at the beginning steps of turning the corner. We are the baby on the edge of the chair that's looking to start to walk, one foot in front of the other. Don't think about that same baby in 15 years making the high school basketball team. Don't worry about that. That ain't where we at yet. That'll come. That'll come. We are right now the baby on the edge of the chair, all wobbly, waiting to start taking these steps and to become a walker. Instead of a baby that's always being carried or pushed, or a baby that's crawling or scooting on their behind.
And if you didn't go get these guys a point guard, you'll never be able to see what they are.
Right.
Jalen Brunson might not be sexy. He might not carry no team on his back. He might not be the guy you want to go out and buy his jersey. But at the end of the day, he's a point guard who dribbles the ball and gets it to other guys. We ain't had that in a long time.
Hey.
Well, my question, my Uncle Freezy, real quick for y'all, is just basically like, okay, like, what is our overall plan? Because I'm still confused because, like for Brunson to get $100 million and like play with these young guys, do they expect Brunson to develop RJ? Like, I don't understand our overall plan. Like, I don't get it.
Now they expect Jalen Brunson to be Moses. Right. That's what Jalen Brunson is gonna be. Anybody in here know the story about Moses? Anybody know the story about Moses in the Bible?
I don't know if exactly Moses, but he is gonna have to move some water.
He gonna be Moses, Joshua, Jacob,
Noah.
Right. So just bear with me for a moment so I can explain what Moses is. Moses is the baby that washed up on the shore, right? The unwanted baby. He show up. You know what I'm saying? The lady from the king's court find Moses. The king adopts Moses as his own son, bring him in. Moses kills one of the guards when the guards find out that he's not an Egyptian, right? So Moses has blood on his hands, right? Moses leaves the Egyptian king, goes out to his people. Once he finds out who his people are, he go out there with his people, right? Then he come back. God talked to him. Hey, Moses, go out and go tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Right. And Moses does that. Right. Hey, Pharaoh, let God people go. Right. All this stuff, fast forward, all this stuff, the Red Sea, blah, blah, lead all these people come, they chase all it, but fast forward to a certain spot, right? Right. They get to the promised land. Guess what? Moses can't go to the promised land. You know why? Because he got blood on his hands from killing somebody. Right. So Moses did all that for his people, but he can't win a championship with the Knicks. He lead his people out of the doldrums to the edge, but when it comes time for his people to win the championship, he can't go with them. Right? Jalen Brunson is signed to 4 years. Jalen Brunson is signed to a 4-year deal. Right. And my point is, by the time we get to that end of his 4-year deal, all of your young hey, Shy, you ever had a puppy? I like dogs. I got a little 4-month-old pit bull puppy in here right now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you when I looked at the litter, when I went to go pick, I was like, I want that one right there. You talking about the one that's whining, the one that's pushing everybody out the way? Yeah, give me that one. That's the one I want right there. That's the one I want right there. And see, we have puppies like that right now, but they're young, right? But they're young. You can't expect Emmanuel Quickley at 22 to compete with Giannis. That's ridiculous. Right. You can't expect RJ at 22 to compete with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams. You can't expect him to do that, right? But here's the thing. In 4 years, when Randall's contract is up, in 4 years, when Brunson's contract is up,
oh God,
these puppies won't be in the litter no more. These puppies will be grown dogs.
He got a 6-year plan. The boys,
I mean,
you gotta wait.
Literally, he and Randall 4 more years just did it to me, yo. Oh my God.
But I feel like, but that's a fact. Where did the number 6 come from?
No, he said 6 years, like playing 6 year plan. Like you wait.
Who said the number 6? I said 4 twice.
I feel like okay, I get what you're saying. Trust me, but like, my whole thing is just like New York media, New York pressure. Do you really think Jalen Brunson, when everybody ain't gonna have a pressure day? Look at Julius; he couldn't even handle it. Do you really think the $100 million man is gonna be able to handle this New York pressure when he give us certain turnovers on them bad nights?
Yes.
That didn't happen in Dallas. Nah, I don't. You think so?
Yes. I've seen this kid's makeup. I've seen this kid's makeup from since he's battling on the AAU and in the high school circuit. This kid is tough.
And he doesn't turn the ball over now.
He's
so
tough.
why do you think he's going to turn the ball over
tough.
to the Knicks? Why
No, I didn't say overall. I said everybody has bad games. So I said
even with his bad games, he averages about just a
tough.
turnover a game. That's
right.
it.
But my point is the New York pressure that's going to get the negativity. We
New
know
York pressure's going to make him turn the ball over.
No, you're not. You could I just listen. Can you listen?
I'm listening.
I said New York pressure. When he have one bad game, you know how us fans or New York pressure be. Hey, Jalen Brunson, hey man, what's going on? You know how we over, you know what I mean? We over elaborate. Basically, we drag it. He gonna have probably one bad game. Is he gonna be able to handle the New York pressure of basically just 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they don't? That's us, bro. That's all I'm saying.
He's from the area. That kid is tough. You got to go back and watch and to do a little research on him. And
I seen him, Josh Hart. He's from Villanova. I know exactly. He's from New Jersey.
If Jalen Brunson was, and he got his dad right. He got family support. If Jalen Brunson was 3 inches taller, he'd have got another $100 million.
Okay. Well, okay.
I disagree.
Yeah. I'm saying to y'all that he not gonna lead the Knicks to an NBA championship, right? But at the same time, there is no veteran in this league that's gonna come here. You take I don't care if you take LeBron James. If you take LeBron James and put him on this team right now, the Knicks are not winning the championship. Period. You could take Kevin Durant and put him on this team right now. This team is not winning the championship.
But that's my problem. You don't think us 5 fans, us passionate fans, like I'm just tired. Like I say, I drive 6 hours, bro. I'm from Rochester, New York. I drive 6 hours to the Garden, bro. To waste. I have been hell of disappointed.
Shout out to
hell of disappointed, bro. You don't think we deserve to win, bro?
I need a butcher.
Me?
Yeah. No, I'm from. That's an hour away from me. Shout out to 716. Shout out to Buffalo.
Yeah, you're talking about. Wait a minute, you saying that I don't think that you deserve a championship? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm just saying us. No, I said us 5 that's on this panel right now, like us diehard Knicks fans. Like, you don't think we deserve like to win? That's all I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
it's becoming depressing, bro. It's really becoming depressing, bro. Like,
I'm 50 years
old,
my guy. I was born in 1971. We won in 1972.
I was born in 91, so
I was born in 91.
Man, y'all old as dirt, bro. Y'all 91 babies in the building. Y'all old as hell.
I'll be 31. I'll be 31 Friday.
GI Freezy, bro. Where your birthday was on Friday?
No, I'll be 31 Friday.
That's funny. I just turned 31 on the 16th of June. That's what's up.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's what's crazy. Salute to you, bro.
Well, Freezy, GI, my man AD, maybe y'all was around for the 72 chip. I'm glad y'all was, but respectfully.
I was a baby. I was a little kid. I was a shorty.
No, Freezy always says that. Freezy said he was a shorty. No,
I was like 5 years. I was like 4 or 5 years old.
GI might have been around. AD might have been around.
I don't know what GI and Freezy talking about. I was nowhere near around in them times. I ain't been suffering that long.
No, but respectfully, I wasn't around. I want to see one and have that feeling. You know what I mean?
Thank you. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I'm sorry. It's fireworks.
You think I had that feeling? I didn't have that feeling. I'm with you.
Yeah. So me and GI are and Rob the Nick. Who else? G-Man, Sergeant Nicks, G-Man. I talked to him today.
What about Cornerstone Kev?
No, I think he might have been. Okay. Jay Boogie,
Ron Cleveland.
Yeah. Soul
Shout out
Finger.
to my man Ron. Look at GI. They go GI.
So what I'm getting at is
this.
Ahead, even when the Knicks win those 2 championships, those ain't mine, bro. Those ain't my chips. Those is my uncle's them chips. My uncle's them was in a prime. My uncle's them was like 25. You know,
I would love to get one at least.
That's all they talk about. That's all they talk about. And it's like, damn, man. It's like I never experienced that, bro. It's like that, that's why I was kind of upset about the Brunson, because I'm like, bro, you're not trying to win, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it's like, okay, like I'm over it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Listen to you guys, it's here, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, he and Nick, I'm gonna root for him, but at the end of the day, like I say, man, I think we deserve to win, man. Like we deserve to at least compete. And with Brooklyn going down, like I still don't even think we a 6 seed, bro. I still think the Bulls better than us. I think don't sleep on LaMelo and them. You know what I'm saying? The Hornets. So we just looking like a playing team, man. Hopefully we can make a couple more moves, man. But it's like what is we gonna do with Obi? I don't understand how we're gonna develop him if we keep Randle. I think the Randle slander is a little harsh, because to me, if he had a pure point guard, he would be where he was at. You know what I'm saying? Like
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was kind of finishing up.
My only thing with Randle, after his first year, I defended the hell out of Randle, because my thing was, okay, Randle handles the ball. Sorry about the quiet.
Man.
Sorry about the fireworks. I'm sorry. They going off over here.
Oh, I
only thing with Randle.
Where you at? Jackson Heights?
Yeah, I thought you was in Afghanistan.
I'm in Queens, man. They going off. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Queens.
He is in Jackson Heights. You in Jackson Heights?
Them things
my
down.
thing is,
they letting it down hard.
My thing is with Randle, like I wanted them when Randle was first. Like I don't know what they sold him in free agency, because as y'all remember, we missed out on Kyrie. We didn't get KD. We got Randle, and it's not to say Randle's a bad player. And Portis. And we got Bobby Portis. I know. Yeah. So my thing with Randle,
Marcus Morris.
So Marcus Morris. So my thing with Randle was, okay, all right, we had a bad year. You know, it was a COVID year. All right, cool. The year was bad. Cool, but we see what we had. We had something going, because Randle did turn a new leaf under Mike Miller. So my thing was, get him a point guard, see what happens. So it looked like at the time. Sorry about the noise. I'm sorry, y'all, on the panel and chat. At the time, it looked like Quickley might have been that. At the time, when we hit preseason, it looked like Quickley might have been that point guard. I'm not saying Quickley was the future, Quickley might still be the future, but that was a glimpse. That was a glimpse. It might not have been Quickley, but that might have been a glimpse of what the Knicks would look like if you get a point guard. Randle's not a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Randle is more of a secondary, tertiary playmaker. He's not really a first playmaker. He doesn't come through. He doesn't make the Chris Paul type of reads. So that was my thing. My fault. Let me just make this short. My only thing with Randle was, when I seen the attitude, that was kind of my icing on the cake for him. I was sorry about that. I was rooting for Randle. I was rooting for him until the attitude. When I seen the attitude, I'm saying, I don't know if I want that here, because New York gets bad attention. They say bad publicity is good publicity. My thing with Randle, we was getting enough attention as it is. So when he has his tantrums, it's like we get the wrong type of attention even then. And then when we're losing, it gets even worse. The Knicks are always in the media. So my thing is, I just know I'm kind of like on the fence with Randle. I'm like 50-50 with him. I want him to bounce back. I like the guy, but I don't know with the attitude. I don't know how I feel about it.
But Kelly, think about this. Think about it this way, as opposed to thinking Randle was plan B for Kevin Durant. Think about all the free agents that you brought in, right? Think about Wayne Ellington, Reggie Bullock, Alfred Payton, Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, Mook Morris.
Right, all the power forwards. Go ahead.
Right, think about all those dudes.
Austin Rivers.
You brought in all those dudes at one time, right? Guess who was the cream of that crop?
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle was the cream of that crop.
That's the problem that the Knicks make, along with other teams in the league. When the Knicks lose a star player, not the Knicks, I'm sorry. When teams lose a star player or a good player in a certain position, they tend to sign 4 or 5 players in that position. You know, like for the Nuggets, for example, when they lost Jeremy Grant, they went out signing a whole bunch of power forwards, Paul Millsap. They went and traded for Aaron Gordon. And I mean, they kind of hit the nail on the head with Aaron Gordon. Who?
JaMychal Green.
JaMychal Green. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks, this was after the Knicks traded Porzingis. Here they go with 5 power forwards. And it kind of was the same for Patrick Ewing, was it not? All these centers.
All these centers, yeah.
Yeah, instead of going in the right direction of a point guard. It's like the Knicks. So you know what's funny? I see where you're going with this. You may not be going in the direction that I see, but what I see from what you're saying with today's show, I see what you're saying is we got Jalen Brunson. He's a point guard, but the Knicks are still behind. Is that what you're trying to say?
He's not the savior. He's not the savior.
No, we know
that. And they know he's not.
No, if you're a smart Knicks fan, if you're just a smart person in basketball, you know that he's not the savior. And he's a good player. He gets better every year. I will say he's clutch, but
you gotta go to middle school before you get to high school, bro. It's just life.
But they don't need to do. But see, they don't need to devalue their own piece like that. You putting it out there, you're not making it any easier for him by saying, well, we know he's not the savior or whatever. What if he is? Then what? What do? You apologize to him?
If he no.
What if he has a Jeremy Lin like effect?
You mean like nobody saw it coming?
Like nobody saw all of a sudden him in his pick and roll offense, because he is a pick and roll killer. Him in a pick and roll offense with Mitch rolling to the cup, with Obi rolling to the cup that can catch alleys, and he has an in between game. What if he absolutely does something that we did not expect?
That'll never happen, AD. That'll never happen.
You mean like what Steve Nash did with the Dallas Mavericks?
Out of nowhere.
You remember when Steve Nash used to wear 13 for the Dallas Mavericks, and he was their third point guard. They had Jason Kidd, Kevin Johnson, and Steve Nash, right? And he leaves and he goes to Dallas, and they're like, he a nice little piece. You know what I'm saying? He had looked good coming off the bench and blah, 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 right?
And they had Nick the Quick.
Yeah, they had Nick
Van Exel, yes.
Yeah, and so the thing but go ahead, Colin.
No, you probably was gonna make a better point than me, Freezy. No, I was gonna say Jeremy Lin, no, because we didn't know what Jeremy Lin was.
I wasn't going. Yeah,
well, I got to be honest.
We just know. All we know is that I'm sorry about the fireworks. All we know is that supposedly Melo suggested him.
Cully got PTSD bad, bro. Cully got PTSD bad. Bro.
Mike D'Antoni used them.
Any veterans by you probably pissed off, boy.
Yeah, man.
Mike D'Antoni used them. That's all we know. Mike D'Antoni used them. It worked out well. We know what Jalen Brunson brings, so it won't be like Jeremy Lin. However, if he plays good, that's good. So this you have to understand, AD, 50. It's half and half with Brunson. Some people feel like we got a point guard in Jalen Brunson. I mean, he's a good point guard, though, I will say. So, some people feel like he might not be all that. Some people feel like he will be all that. So it's like 50-50. So it won't be like Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin was kind of like out of nowhere. And that's when Melo and Amari got hurt. So it's kind of like...
Hey, Uncle Freezy, I got a quick... I know you don't answer questions, but it's just my... I want to know your perspective. Just basically sticking on the point guard topic. Okay, if you IQ, you in your third year, you've been working out all summer with Spider. Your organization just signed a point guard for $100 million. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Huh?
Yes.
Why?
I'm feeling good because the thing is Jalen Brunson is not a threat to Emmanuel Quickley, right?
No.
Because Emmanuel Quickley was never the starter. So
I think
it's not like he might want to, but think about this. If Emmanuel Quickley was named the starter and they benched him for Jalen Brunson and brought in his replacement, that would be one thing. But you're talking about a kid in Emmanuel Quickley that's been getting a lot of minutes with the Knicks from day one. And so with Quickley, it's not about how many minutes you get. It's about how productive you are with the time that you're given. Right? Like if Quickley come out and do what he did last year, play 27 minutes a game and shoot 35% from the floor, then that's a Quickley problem. That's not a Jalen Brunson problem. Right? But if Quickley comes out and plays those same 27 minutes or 24 minutes, whatever they were, and then you get the best version of Quickley, you can sit here in 6 months and say, hey, Uncle Freezy, the best thing that ever happened to Emmanuel Quickley is them bringing in Jalen Brunson and take the pressure off of him. And you can see it by the numbers that he put up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I just think he wanted to be the starter. I just think I hope it don't hurt his game, but I really think, because like I said, on his Instagram, it say point guard. I really think, and I think he look at Tyrese Maxey, and I think he look at him like, nah, bro, I got to get some of this medicine. Like, you look at your peers, you want to be like your peers. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like them. So I really think this kind of like, I wouldn't say hurt his feelings because we all grown men, but I really think this put him in a perspective, like, how much do the organization value me? That's how I would feel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can look at it a lot of different ways, right? I'm a first round pick. They brought in Jalen Brunson. He was a second round pick. They brought in a dude from another team, and I've been here the whole time.
Exactly.
Right? Or they've been trying to replace me the whole time I've been here. Ever since I've been here, they brought in Elfrid Payton, Austin Rivers, Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose, Alec Burks. They put all these dudes in front of me, and I'm still here. I'm still standing. So
that's true.
If you quickly, you can look at it at a number of different ways. But the thing I want to say to the point about when AD asked me about the they don't view Jalen Brunson as a savior thing. If Jalen Brunson comes here and he has a Steve Nash to the Dallas Mavericks type of career revival, and nobody saw it coming, the organization can be like, listen, nobody saw this coming, not even us. He outplayed his contract. He outplayed everybody's expectations. So nobody's to blame for this kid reaching his greatness. The only thing we can do is heap praise on him for reaching his untapped potential. If he comes and he plays out of his mind, like if he comes here and say he's 19 points and 11 assists, 2 steals, shoot 40% from 3, nobody saw that coming. We're expecting Brunson to be 16-5. You know what I'm saying? Good free throw shooter.
No, I want 7.
Continuity.
I want 7. With Mitchell Robinson, it should be 7. Well, at least just lobs alone, it should be 7.
Yeah. Either way, I agree with whatever number y'all pick, man. Listen, I'm okay with it, because I trust that y'all are smart enough to see that this kid is going to have an impact on this team and make players better, right? So whatever number we say during the offseason, you know, as long as it's reasonably close. Right, because if I said something like that Jalen Brunson is going to average 27 points and 13 assists, all of y'all would be like, Uncle Freezy, you crazy?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But hey, but White Falcon says Brunson was a starter, Uncle Freezy. We knew that. We wasn't talking about Brunson. We were talking about Emmanuel Quickley not being a starter. We weren't talking about Brunson, bro.
You could not have gone. As much as you hear these Knicks fans, you know, want to blow the trumpet for Quickley, you really think you could start the season with Quickley as your lead guard going into year 3 of this management's reign? Impossible.
I mean, only reason I think it was worth a little shot because of what they did towards the end of the season. 21-11, like, what more do you want? I can't understand about the turnovers, but that wasn't his natural role, even from college. Even they didn't even know when he was with his in college, they didn't even know what position he was. My thing is he's trying.
They had Ashton Higgins, bro, and Ashton Higgins. Ashton Higgins was the worst 5-star recruit you ever saw. right? why he was getting more touches than Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickley, we'll never know.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll never know. But when they switched Quickley to point guard, the season ended. Like COVID hit. So you never got to see Quickley start. So in fairness to Quickley, he never got the shot to play point guard
at all.
Yeah, in college or in the NBA. But what I will say is this: any offense that has ball hogs in it, you're not going to have a high assist man.
Oh, you stole my. I wanted to get it. I didn't get it quickly taken. You taking all the good takes.
No, hey man, I ain't.
No, because I believe Quickley playing in this start. So the Knicks front office, they have a mess of a starting lineup. It's a mess. And so that's why they're bringing their boy Brunson in so he could try to make sense of what they're trust me, they already had long conversations over expensive dinners on explaining to him what it is that the pieces they put together and what they want to see, because this is their team now. This is their team. So maybe except for RJ. So you Quickley being in that starting lineup is not fair to Quickley. He's a scorer. He does what he wants to do on the floor. Let him play in the second unit. Derrick Rose sets him up. But why put Quickley next to Randle where he got to be told go away from the ball, go stand in the corner? Why Quickley got to deal with that? Ain't Quickley's problem. That's the Knicks' problem. Let Quickley rock in that second unit. He's gonna prove to you why one day he's worth $100 million. Trust me, off that bench, he's worth $100 million one day.
Yeah, that's I would give Quickley, and like I didn't even see him, but I like I said, I see potential in him, and like I say, towards the end of the season when Obi went off on that 40-point game, he had 21 and 11. He had 21 and 11 assists. So I'm like, he's trying to be a distributor. I ain't worried about the scoring. We all know what he can do about the scoring, the distributing part. And him and Obi have chemistry. They have chemistry. So that's my thing. I feel like he's trying, and then like I just feel like this a backhand compliment when we come in and we sign him for 4 years, because think about it. Knicks is saying Jalen Brunson is starting for the next 4 years. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, so but they had to do
his
that.
name was Jamal Murray. What was his name that Quickley should stand down to? Jamal Murray. Tell me the names that have made you feel comfortable.
You said like quick. What you mean?
Well, we should have brought in no point guard ever because we didn't want to.
No, I didn't say that.
Give me some names. Give me some names who Quickley shouldn't feel bad to, just so I can see where you're going with it.
Okay, like he should. Okay, I'm not understanding the question. Give you some names that Quickley shouldn't feel bad to. Like
you said Quickley.
Compare it. Like, am I comparing his game to the?
You said Quickley feels some type of way because they gave Jalen Brunson $100 million.
No, I said okay.
That's what I thought you said. Am I wrong?
Nah, yeah, I know. I said, how would you feel? I didn't say. I said, if I was Quickley, I'm basically like I'm elaborating. If I was Quickley, like I'm just saying, if I'm in my third year, right, and then towards the end of the year when they was giving me some type of starting minutes and I was producing, even though it was towards the end of the year, garbage time minutes, whatever, I was showing that I'm capable of being a distributor.
But I got you. That's what I'm saying. I got your point.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying but we needed to upgrade that point guard. So you don't think we need? Oh, okay. Is your point then we should just stay with Quickley and not deal with no other point guards?
No, I think if we was an 11 seed, right? So my whole thing is just to try expectations, to just give him a shot. Just try. You know what I'm saying? Just give him a shot. Just give him a shot. See what he do as a starting point guard over 10 games. If you don't like it, cut it off. You know what I mean? You're already sending them to the bench. It's not like we already had 50 of we had the highest different starting lineups in the NBA. So it wasn't like kids was sticking to a certain lineup anyways. So that was my thing. Why he never just deserved the shot. That's just my whole thing. He never started a point guard for over 5 games. That's just my whole thing. I just want to see him as a consistent PG over consecutive games. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, but that was management and Tibbs in season. You can't possibly pass up pass up a chance to make your team better just because of, it may hurt his feelings, and he may feel underappreciated, and you can't pass up. Where else were the Knicks supposed to get better this offseason if not at the point guard position?
But your name AD, right? My response to that: how many people the other day I was on here and everybody know the question, but I don't know if you was on here. How many people in the NBA ever never made a third team All NBA, a second All team NBA, or a first All NBA, or All Star, and got $100 million contract? That's my point. That's my point.
Who was that?
That's my point.
Did John Collins make it?
Gallinari, right?
But he got what he negotiated.
You think so?
He got because remember, they offered him. He first went to them for $55 million during the season, and they shut him down. He gets to the playoffs, he balls out. He's now worth double that. He got what he negotiated.
But I feel like we set the market price on him. I don't think he negotiated that because, my opinion,
he got it.
He got it. I'm not like
that would have gave him $100 million. We're not the only team that would have gave him $100 million.
Yeah.
Who you think else? Who you think else would have given him $100 million?
Miami, depending on how things work out, but now they're in the.
No, I'm talking. I don't want to think hypothetically. I'm talking about teams that had cap space open this year.
Dallas wanted them back for $100.
Of course, they went to the Western Conference Finals with him. I mean, that's obvious.
How much was Miami looking to pay him?
Miami ain't have no money. That's why that was a reach. I'm talking about this year. Sacramento had money. Sacramento had money. The Wizards had money.
I'm saying though, but didn't Darius Garland just get a big contract, and he didn't make none of those, did he?
He was an All-Star last year. Are you serious? He was an All-Star last year.
All right, what about John Collins?
Yeah, John Collins got 125.
Yeah, was he any of those?
I don't think so.
He went to the Western Conference Finals.
So?
Yeah. Eastern Conference. Yeah.
So what? Is he a main piece on his team?
Yeah, but ever since he got the bag, he kind of fell off. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
But let's keep it in perspective. The question is not can a guy that had been productive in a high scoring offense get money? The question really is, when you drill down on it, is did Jalen Brunson deserve $100 million? That's basically how I see the question. Because when you ask, did Jalen Brunson do enough to make third team All NBA or something like that? That means, did Jalen Brunson do enough to impact winning? Did he deserve $100 million? I understand your question, right? But here's my answer to your question. He is worth $100 million to a team willing to pay him $100 million. And I know that sounds like I'm dodging the question. But the Knicks needed a point guard, a pick and roll point guard that was efficient, and Jalen Brunson is an efficient pick and roll point guard, and so he wanted the money, and the Knicks had the money, and there you have it. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I saying this dude is Steph Curry? No, he ain't no Steph Curry. Is he a top 10 point guard? No, he ain't no top 10 point guard. I don't think he even a top 15 point guard, to be honest with you.
No, I think
but he would definitely make this young core better. Because, like, when I mentioned the thing about Moses in the Promised Land, for those that know the story about Moses was not their savior. Moses just went and got him from out of a bad place and took him to a place and dropped them off.
Right.
That's it. Moses didn't take them to the Promised Land.
What about
Aaron took them to the Promised Land?
I just remember too. Didn't what's his name on Portland just get a big contract?
Gary Payton?
No, Anthony Simons.
Anthony Simons, yeah.
Oh, and somebody said in the chat, didn't he get like $100 million, something like that?
Yeah.
And all he won was a dunk. He just won a dunk contest.
Yeah, and it was whack too.
He nice though, but rumor is they was trying to get Bradley Beal, and they just gave him that money because they had cap. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe too.
Did SGA make any like all NBA teams? Did he?
No, rookie.
No. I don't know.
Rookie.
But you,
All right,
you
well,
don't
we
think
off
he
that
deserved?
subject.
That
We off-
don't count. Rookie don't count towards this Supermax.
Yeah, that's a rookie. He was on a rookie deal. Same thing with Darius Garland. So he still was on the rookie contract. He just got the
No,
sign
we
the
just telling you people that didn't make
No, I was just
All-Star
thinking
but
of
got
people.
100
That's all.
We're just proving your point is what we're doing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, my fault, bro. But that's all I'm saying. Like guys like Darius Garland, like he deserved that one. And then this my next topic about our boy, Mr. Barrett. Is
That's
okay.
Now Barrett, yeah, that's like a little tricky right there.
Mr. Barrett deserved 190. No.
No,
He deserves 100. No, hell no.
no.
Yeah, hey,
Hell
so to answer your question, I have it pulled up right here. No, Darius Garland did not make any All NBA teams.
No, I said All-Star. He was an All-Star last year. That's all.
Yeah, no, but the point, the first point, you were like, did these guys make any third team or second team?
Now, and I said All-Star. Oh, sorry, Uncle Freezy. I said 4 things. I said third All-Team NBA, third team All-NBA, second All-Team NBA, first team All-NBA, All-Star.
Okay. So he did make an All-Star team.
Exactly.
But I understand you. I understand your point though.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just doing research when you ask the question. That's all.
Yes,
So
sir.
when
No. Yep.
So when
Now,
you ask, so I'm looking like, man, these dudes are getting $100 million and they ain't even made All-Team NBA, All NBA, first, second, or third.
Cleveland was 500 last year. It was, and they didn't even make the playoffs.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he deserved that. They looking at all that. They looking at the value of his team. You know what I'm saying? What he doing.
Darius
That's why.
Garland?
Yeah. That's why he got that one.
But he didn't. They made what they make the play-in.
They lost in the play-in.
They
was in the.
They lost in the
They
first
look
round.
good
I
though.
thought
They played well.
How much did Garland get? He got 20?
190.
193.
And he got drafted after RJ, and RJ made the playoffs too. But I mean, I don't know, different roles. I don't know.
Nah, either you got it or you don't, man. Like that's just my whole point. I mean, I don't want to bash on RJ, but I just don't think he's progressing as his peers. Like I say, like Darius Garland, SGA.
Well, you know what it is with RJ? Excuse the fireworks. I'm sorry. The thing is with RJ, he hasn't been given the keys like his peers. Darius Garland's given the keys. And granted, you know what I'm saying, and I like RJ, but I'm gonna be real. These guys inconsistent. I'm just being real. I'm an RJ fan, but the guy is very inconsistent. He got a lot to work on. Now that the season's over, I'm being extremely objective about him, and I like him, but he got a lot to work on. I'm sorry, he ain't all that to me. He got a lot to work on.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yeah, objection.
Yeah, like I'm just being real.
I agree.
I'm a
Objection.
Go ahead, Uncle Freezy. I want to hear this, Uncle Freezy. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a fan, but he got a lot to work on. Go ahead, Freeze.
The reason why I object to the point is because when you compare RJ Barrett to the guys that came out in his draft, you also have to look at the talent around those players that were drafted in the same class as RJ. Right? Zion went to a team that had Brandon Ingram on it. Right?
And who would you want now? And who would you want right now?
This year, though.
But Freezy,
they just made the playoffs this year, though. So I don't know about that, Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, but Freezy,
who do you want right now? Zion or RJ?
RJ.
Okay.
Zion.
RJ. No, I'm taking Zion not consistent. You know what I mean? As far I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know if he eating a gumbo. I don't know.
Shot, you know what? Do you know how much Zion Williamson weighs right now?
That's what I'm saying, bro. He in that New Orleans eating that gumbo, man.
yeah. They measured him at 6'6.5", 252 pounds.
No way. There's no way he's 252.
He looking like a mom.
That's terrible.
He looks like the dude. Okay.
There's no way he's 250.
Don't meet him in the back alley.
250? That is terrible.
There's no way he's 250.
Yep.
Damn, man.
They were like that man. They were like that man lost 60 pounds.
Oh, he lost 60. Okay.
Yep. They said that man lost.
252 at his size is
252.
amazing. Yep. He was probably 352 last year.
Yeah.
They were like, man, this dude lost 60 pounds, bro.
That's where he should
be jumping out the gym.
Yes. Right, but
That's what he should do.
but to the point though that I was making about those that compare RJ to his peers, man, come on, man. Look, the Cleveland Cavaliers had high lottery picks in every draft. Darius Garland is on a team with Jared Allen, Lauri Markkanen,
Evan Mobley,
Isaac Okoro, and Colin Sexton. Right?
Yeah, but Darius
and
Garland's
RJ,
a point guard.
Yeah, right. But you're right. But what I'm saying is RJ Barrett is on a team with Evan Fournier, or last year's team was Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose. I mean, come on, man. It's not even fair.
Both guards.
Uncle Freezy.
We look at RJ. We look at RJ. No, we look at RJ through the eyes of the guys who got drafted in front of him. We're still salivating over Ja Morant.
Right.
And that's just and Knicks fans just got to be fair about that. He's never going to be that athletic. Is he without athleticism? No. Can he? How many times you saw him banging on somebody with the left hand coming around that corner this past year?
At least 10 times. At least 10.
Times.
And I saw 3 of them in person.
He got better.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I'm like, he got better. I don't want to cut y'all off. And like, I don't want y'all to like, because I like RJ. You know what I'm saying? He's a Knick. He's a home. We drafted him. He's a home. Like, but
no, we're speaking objectively though. We talking objective. We ain't. This ain't homer takes.
Right. I'm just saying, like,
none of those shiny things. He don't got none of those shiny things, but you could just see it in him. He a hard worker.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Yeah, and on the defensive end, he ain't no slouch. He definitely gonna be a defensive player of the year in this league. I definitely give him that. Like, he's definitely gonna get that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's a hard worker, and he work on his free throws. Like, his consistency, everything is there. But I agree. That's why I agree with my man right there. Inconsistency. Like, my thing is just like for Nick. That's why I piggyback on the. I just want to say that's why I piggyback on the Jalen Brunson. I really think it's our pressure. I think pressure in New York get the people, bro. It got DeMelo. Look, it got the Julius last year. You know what I'm saying? I think people, you got to be mentally strong, bro, to handle that, bro. I think that affect people, bro. And that's why I say, like, sometimes I think that get to RJ. Sometimes I think that get to certain players in the Garden because it's a level of frustration, bro. We tired, like, we want to win, bro. And if we don't, like, Knicks fans, we at the point, bro, like, bro, if you're not showing them consistency, and even if we do looking at them players from the draft is above him, they are leveling up. They are definitely leveling up. And RJ, he won a max, but do you think he deserved a max or coming off his rookie contract?
If you're gonna give Randle a max, if you're gonna give Randle a near max, or if you're gonna give Zion a max, Zion has played 3 seasons and he's only equivalent of 1. He's only played a number of games 1 full season in 3 years.
But think about
that. The only way you can judge a player is if he is available.
Yeah, he don't. To me, truthfully, I think he don't deserve the money. But think about that. That was a yin or a yang. If they don't give him the money, you know how many people in the NBA going to sign Zion? So he going to get the money from somewhere. So that was the point. It's just like, bro, do we let him walk for nothing, or they had to? They had no choice. They just gave him money off of potential. So I agree with everything you say because he ain't do nothing yet to deserve that money. That's how I feel too. Like, I feel like, come on, bro. Like, you sitting there gaining weight. Like, you're not really taking this consistent as being the number 1 pick in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I agree with that. But I disagree with is that he would have got the money from anywhere. We gave Jalen Brunson $100 million. You don't think the Kings or somebody, he would have got that money regardless of how much weight he got. He'd have got that money regardless. So I just think New Orleans didn't want to lose him. That's why they gave him the money. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. I don't disagree with you, bro. To be honest with you. Yeah. I think with a lot of what you're saying, is smart. What I would say though is it's as simple as the Knicks had a desperate need for a thing, and he offered that service, and those two matched up. That's it. That's as simple as that's as that's as plain as you know. It is what it is. You know,
Yeah,
in terms of the money though, in terms of the money is the money, right?
he here, Uncle Freezy, man. He here. Like I said, he here, man. Like I say, so hopefully it worked. You know what I'm saying? I just hope he can get my boy Mitch more touches, man. Even though Mitch, everybody say Mitch even though he do gotta develop some low post game eventually in his career. But if DeAndre Jordan can get away with a couple of years off of lobs, I feel like that's easily 17 and 10 for Mitchell Robinson tonight. And that's my thing with Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I think he's more of a stat guy. I don't think he's more interested in to setting guys up. I really think that was an understatement when people say set people up in the spots. Like, we really need some more spacing. You know what I'm saying? We really need some more shooters, because I don't, even in the pick and roll, when you break it down, I don't see RJ being a catch and shoot player. Right. So,
or a slasher.
Right.
He's not a spot up shooter. He's not a slasher. He's not an efficient pick and roll ball handler. He's just a player. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, you know how your homeboy, like everybody in their crew got a homeboy that's clutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we outside, and everybody patting their pocket like, he's like, yo, y'all need a lighter?
That's true.
Okay. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or he the homeboy that everybody like, what y'all doing, man? I ain't doing nothing. Well, we got a 3-day weekend, man. I ain't doing nothing. And he be like, yo, hey, my girl just bought some meat from the y'all just want to come to the crib and we just throw something on the grill. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah.
That's clutch. Yeah, like I wasn't doing nothing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to expect out of RJ Barrett. Don't expect RJ Barrett to be Michael Jordan, because he's never going to be that. He's never going to be that, right? But RJ Barrett is the dude, when you look at the box score, you're like, dang, RJ went to the free throw line 10 times? Dang, RJ got 8 rebounds? You know what I'm saying? RJ is that dude. RJ like the dude like you legit. Oh, Jimmy Butler out here talking noise. Look at RJ. You know, RJ is that guy, right? Yeah. But the other guy, like when I first saw it on this thing about the baby being on the corner of the chair taking off the walk, we understand RJ, right? The other guy is coming. The other guy is coming. Like legit, you know, Jordan had a losing record without Scottie Pippen. And people don't know that. Jordan is
7 years.
1-6 in the playoffs without Scottie Pippen. Right?
Right.
And people think Jordan's the GOAT, and he is. Jordan is the GOAT, right? But without Scottie Pippen, he's a sheep.
Yeah, he was a regular person. He was definitely a regular person. But that was my whole point about RJ. Like, that's why I felt like last year it was kind of. I'm glad you brought up the Jordan point.
Let's not go too far with that.
No. I'm just saying it was like remember when he scored the 40 points against the Heat, right? And we lost. It was just like when Jordan scored 67 against the Celtics, but they lost. So why was we celebrating the loss? I didn't understand. Everybody like,
and for the record,
46 Jordan, points in the loss.
Jordan didn't celebrate that. For the record, I was there. Jordan was mad as hell and stomped off the floor. That was an overtime game against the Celtics in the Boston Garden. I watched that live. Jordan stomped off the floor. He was mad because he knew he needed help, and he had nobody on that team that could step up and help him. Right? Yeah, just for the record, that wasn't Jordan. Jordan didn't celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate that because we couldn't even fathom what we were seeing. We were like, oh my goodness, he roasted the Celtics, right?
Right.
And the Celtics had been NBA champs and all that stuff, and Jordan roasted them.
Right.
But what I would say to the people with the RJ thing is RJ is not gonna be the guy. He not. RJ is not going to be the guy. RJ is going to be a piece to the puzzle. And the guy is coming. We just got to be patient because we don't know who the guy is. The guy might not even be in the league right now. The guy might be Victor Wembanyama. Might be him. Might be Amani Bates, might be Scoot Henderson. Spree, what's good?
There's a pathway.
There is a pathway. Right.
You never let somebody tell you there's not a pathway. There's always a pathway. It's whether you can follow the path and get there.
Right.
Like Dorothy said in the movie. Follow the yellow brick road.
The Wizard of Oz.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's one of those deals. Let me put these names back up here. I don't know why I don't have the names for everybody. Spree, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. I'm just I'm excited to see what this thing looks like, and I don't know if we're done. Hopefully we're not done, but I just want to prove some people wrong again this year. I think that would be fun.
Spree, what's your expectation so far since the offseason? What do you expect from the off-season moves we've done so far? Where do you expect our organization to see that in positions so far? Since you're excited to see the team, like what's your expectations? Like a 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, so on. See, like where do you see us at?
And I expect us. I think it all starts with Julius. So I think Julius, now that we have a point guard, take a little pressure off him. He can play in front of fans again. He gets his 3-point shooting back. He gets that leadership back in him where he doesn't have to do everything and he can be a better leader. Right. I don't see why we can't be a top 6 to 8 seed with Jalen Brunson leading it. Can we improve defensively? Time will tell. But I think RJ can take another step. I think IQ, even though he didn't shoot the ball well, I thought he grew last year even without him shooting it as good as he did his first year. And I think Obi needs to develop, and I think a lot is on Tibbs. But to answer your question, there's no reason why we can't be a top 8 seed, hopefully closer to 6 than 8. But it's going to come down to them gelling and chemistry. That's why, like, my whole thing with the Brunson, people knocking us for paying him that money. Do you guys realize that Jalen Brunson, what we paid him, is the 15th highest point guard money?
Yes.
To me, he's around there. Like, so what? Like, you think he's 17th? You think it's whatever. That's the market rate. We haven't had a point guard here in a while. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying we had the perfect offseason. I don't know. It's time will tell. You want to argue with the process. This is my thinking. We talked about this, Freezy. It was either Jaden Ivey. You couldn't get up to Ivy. This was their plan. So let's see.
I agree. I think the offseason was perfect.
Tough.
And I'm gonna say this to Cully. Cully, this is what I want to do. Cully, I think the offseason gets an A+. Right. And Cully, and this is why.
Uncle Freezy.
Whoa, A+. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Let him explain why.
This is why. And I'll make it simple. None of the kids were sacrificed to improve the roster.
Okay.
Right? Think about it. You got rid of a lot of veterans, and other teams might have been like, yeah, we'll take on Kemba's contract, but you got to give us Grimes. I'm like, nah, no thanks, man. We'll give you a bunch of we'd rather give you a bunch of second-round picks than to give you Grimes.
Okay.
Right. And so by doing this, it signals to the Uncle Freezies and the Shotgunners and the Cullys of the world that this thing about the young core is real. This thing about development is real. Because they could have easily said, hey, you want to get rid of Evan Fournier? Throw in Emmanuel Quickley and we'll do the deal. And they're like, nah, we'll pass. You know, we love this. We like this young core so much that we'll rather keep a bad contract than give away one of the kids. Now, could you have added to the young kids? Maybe so. Right? Maybe so. Look, hey y'all, look at Ty Barbie. Shout out to Ty Barbie, the Uncle Freezy troll, right? Ty Barbie, that's my man. That's my man. I'm joking with Ty Barbie, but that's my guy. Right? But I give the offseason an A+ because first you improved the backup center position, which was terrible, right? You improved the guard position last year, and y'all heard me say it off rip. Y'all heard me start about a month ago, ripping into the worst backcourt in Knicks history. In 77 years of Knicks basketball, this is the worst backcourt we ever had, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
what
The
about
worst
the
backcourt. And
What about Chris Wuhan and Larry Hughes?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
them?
but
They
Freezy,
was
I get
terrible
you.
too.
I get you, Freezy. However, I just A+. I feel like that's a little too high. I feel like we've just been bad.
I started to do A++.
No, see, we giving them credit for being bad for too long, man. No,
Yeah,
A+.
man.
We've been bad for too long, so it's
No,
like we just
but
now
Cully, it's
applauding.
not about that though, Cully. It's not about that. It's about
gotta win,
maintaining. It's about maintaining your integrity through the fire. Like you ever seen someone like Shy? You ever been? I used this analogy the other day. So if I recycle it, y'all forgive me, right? You ever been walking with your girl outside, right? And you're like, man, it's cool out here. You know what I'm saying? And then the sky bus open and start raining. The first thing she do is take off running. You know what I'm saying? Now when she get to wherever she get to, she done broke a shoe, right? She got dirt done splashed up all over her clothes, and she's sweaty. Right? And all of these different things, right? And you're like, girl, why didn't you?
You could have just got wet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now you done broke your high heels. Now I gotta go pay for these high heel shoes or buy you some more. Now your pants all dirty. You could have just stayed cool and so that's what I thought this offseason was about, because the Knicks could have legit, you know what I'm saying, panicked this offseason and just destroyed everything, and they didn't.
I like that analogy.
But
I like that analogy. I like that.
if you look,
Can't
no, I
argue with
get that. No, I get that. I'm happy for that, but that's from the team being so bad because we've done it so much. So it's like that's things we not supposed to do. Like
that's natural. You saying that's natural? That's what we're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
We supposed to not panic like that. So it's like all the freeing up cap space. I'm not really crazy about that because there's things we should have been secure in the future years ago. We changed too many different regimes. I'm just not crazy about it. It's like, all right, Leon wants to rectify what he did last year. I get it. He wants to rectify last year's offseason. Cool. I'm just not crazy about it because you can't just bring in Brunson alone and think that. I'm being like I said, objective, and I'm not expecting the best season.
But Cully, you did want them to play the kids though, right?
Yes.
You like that Whitney Houston song, I Believe the Children of the Future, right? That's our stance going forward, right?
Yes.
How many games did we win last year?
37.
Terrible.
Okay. How many games did we win the year before?
41.
It was a 4th seed.
We were the 4th seed. We won 41, right? Oh, that was a shortened season, though. That was okay. We won 37 last year in a full year, so 37 and 45.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think 42 wins. That's not unrealistic. Is that unrealistic
for this season?
Yeah. Only reason
with a point guard.
But 5 more wins, I think that would have got us just the 10th seed. I think, because I think who was the 10th seed again? I forgot. I think it was the Hornets. I'm not for sure. But Charlotte. Yeah.
Charlotte made the play-in.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but that's my thing. If we really even won like 5 more games, we'd have just been the 10th.
Better. We have to do better than 5 more. You're saying to get.
Yes. Yeah.
We have to do better than that.
Yeah.
Have to.
That's fair.
At least 10 more.
At least 10. At least 10.
Yeah, you're right. Charlotte finished 43 and 39. Cleveland.
Yeah, they was 500. They was 500.
Right.
Brooklyn finished 44 and 38. So yeah, we probably need to win 7-8 more games.
Now, can the Knicks do better? Yes, but however, the East got better. So the thing is, I don't know. The East got better too. Or see, what I was trying to say was, every team that was good, majority of teams, but majority of the teams had a point guard. In past years, we just now got a point guard. So the teams that had a point guard already, they're just retooling, and they're gonna be good. We just now got one. We don't know what we have going into the season, but we just now have a point guard.
But you know what we do have though? You know what we do have though, Cully Go? And I say,
What's that?
I wish I knew a rapper or an R&B artist that can make a song for me called Keys to the City. I wish I knew an artist that can make a joint like Keys to the City. Like, you know what I'm saying? You open a video, you know what I'm saying, of the Hudson River, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, a boat just, you know what I'm saying, cruising behind.
Hey, Uncle Freeze, you might be giving away $1 million idea, man.
It should be $1 million idea, ain't it, Cully? Cully, that should be a $1 million idea, right?
Yes.
But the point I'm getting at though, guys, real quick, is this: the Knicks had a lot of things in place that backfired on them that they couldn't control, right? The Kemba Walker knee thing, y'all know that was more serious than was let on. This dude is washed up. He'll never play in the NBA again, Kemba Walker, right? Derrick Rose got hurt in early December and tried to play through it. And finally, after 26 games, he gave up and just got the surgery, right?
Well, Uncle Freeze. Could I object to that just a little bit? Only reason, remember, we didn't even give Kevin Durant an interview, bro, because of his medical reports. Remember?
Right. I remember that.
That was a terrible decision. That was terrible.
Right.
Because they wanted to come to the Knicks the whole time. So that was us. That's our fault.
Right. But and I'm talking and in terms of this season here too, you know, the Knicks started out defensively. I think they left the month of October. They were into around Thanksgiving. They had the 28th worst or the 28th best defense, the second worst defense, right? By the end of the season, the Knicks had the 11th best defense. So without a point guard, without a lot of these things, the Knicks were fighting an uphill battle all season, right?
You're right.
And so all I'm saying is if we could have got anything from the point guard position, we could have made the plan last season.
I agree.
If we could have got anything, bro, anything.
Also, Freezy, I just want to say this. I agree with Cully. The East got better, but I will say this about two teams. If KD gets traded to the West, and I don't know what's going on with the Hornets and Miles Bridges. Apparently, they're taking the offer based off. I don't want to talk about off stuff, but just the Hornets are a mess right now. They got issues too with their front office and players. So I think both of those teams may take a step back. Honestly,
yeah. And one of the top 6 seeds will take a step back. It happens every year.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that too. That's why it's no excuse for us not to make the 8th seed. But that's why I think it's pressure. It's so much. And then that's why I have to keep leaning on the New York pressure because, is we really satisfied for an 8th seed and $100 million guy? Like no matter what, that's my whole thing about Jalen Brunson. That's why I feel like it's a curse because that's gonna be the New York headlines. The $100 million man leads the Knicks to the 8th. Like he don't deserve that, but that's how our media pressure and expectations levels is high. And I agree. I was listening to the show earlier, Uncle Freeze. I agree with I don't know if it was your uncle or you say your cousin or something that's a Lakers fan and said they like expectations for their team is that they want to win. Yes, we should feel like that. Knicks, we should we're a high market team.
The Lakers
I agree. I agree with your family.
If they don't win it, it's championship or bust for the Lakers.
We should be like that too.
For the Knicks, we want it to be the Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, bro.
Right? The Lakers want to be Oprah. We want to be Jerry Springer, bro. We live for that. Bro, we live for that. Hey, Saul, do you remember when they were trying to run Bob McAdoo out of town? Remember Bob McAdoo made the All-Star team with us?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
my man, Sean, my man was averaging 26 and 13. And Knicks fans was like he should be averaging 30 and 15. And it was just on his back all season.
That's crazy.
Why does a big man shoot jumpers? Big man not supposed to shoot jumpers. A big man shooting jump shots. That's what I swear, hand to the man. Miss Geraldine probably remember this. Bob McAdoo was shooting jump shots as the Knicks center, and the Knicks fans did not like the fact that he was shooting jump shots. Right? Julius Randle was ball handling, right? Julius Randle ball handling. He turned the ball over, I think, 2.7 times a game. Right? They were like, "No handle Randle. Why is he handling the ball?" But you know who averaged more turnovers a game at the same position than Julius Randle?
Who?
Chris Webber.
See
Chris
Webb?
Webber turned the ball over more than
Good point,
Julius Randle.
Freezy. That's a great point.
And nobody criticizes Chris Webber.
That's a fair.
It's
Look,
not. It's not about.
You're
it's
right.
Not about. Yeah,
You're
it's,
right.
it's not even. It's not even about. It's not about Randle or Brunson because Brunson is going to.
He in New York. He just in New York, right?
No,
He
no,
in
it's
New
not. It's not that. See, it's not that. It's this. If the Knicks don't draft you, they find a reason to hate you. It's as simple as that, bro.
I have a hot
so?
take. Freezy, I have a hot take on Julius. I just got to say this just to your point because I've heard look, I was disappointed in Julius last year with a lot of stuff. He took a step back. I thought the leadership was bad, but I'm about to give you a hot take on Julius Randle for this upcoming season. And if God of Moses was listening, he would be proud of me. Let me make this comment. I believe Julius Randle can bounce back.
Me too.
I do. It's a hot take. It's a hot take in New York Knicks land, like that. Julius Randle's the worst thing. He had a bad year when he started. He bounced back with the open gym with no fans. Why can't he do it again with the point guard? See, this is my problem with people. Like, you think that Julius Randle's the only star player, or he's our star player. You can say whatever you want about him. You think he's the only one that has a bad year? It happens. Like, Julius Randle's not perfect. Like, a top 30, top whatever you want to say about him. Like, guys have bad years. It's how you bounce back from it. So, like, I'm not trying to be a Julius Randle defender because I clearly have criticized him and he deserves criticism. And you need to take the ball out of his hands because he can't always have the ball in his hands because the decision-making is questionable at times. But don't tell me that he's not a productive NBA player that can average 20 and 10 in this league. Don't tell me also that he doesn't embrace New York because he does.
I'm not.
Okay,
He's a starting four in this league, definitely.
He's got to learn how to lead and embrace it a little better, but he also needs the ball out of his hands. Let's see how he reacts. My hot take is Julius Randle will bounce back and be an all-star again. And you guys can come back and laugh at me and say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy." But you know what? I hope Julius Randle and Kaiden. I did that for Kaiden. If he's listening, that's all I got.
Here's my take. Which team in the NBA has no one being paid more than $30 million a year?
The Knicks.
Okay.
That's easy.
Easy.
That was easy.
So
the Knicks don't have a high. The Knicks don't have a high paid player. They don't.
No high paid player. So $100 million is not really the issue. 27.5 mil. We have no one making over 30 mil. And I'd rather
nobody making over 40 mil. Nobody making 50 mil.
But to that point, I think nobody.
We have Julius 25 mil or AD last year. And whatever he got. Who would you trade seasons with? Randall season or AD season?
That's an interesting take. That's an interesting. That's interesting. I mean, I would take in Julius.
Right, exactly. So I'm not a Julius fan either. But I'm just saying, in perspective wise, we don't have any top paid player right now. No max top paid player.
I can hear the Crown. I can hear the Crown Heights all over Sarge. I can hear the Crown Heights hate all over Sarge. Sarge, why does Crown Heights hate Julius Randle so much?
I think you're right. It's the homegrown. Because we give homegrown guys so much leeway.
The hate is also because we paid him. Like, the hate from Knicks fans, I think, is like, well, they hated him even when he first came in. Let's be fair, after he had a bad year. But like, once we paid him, yeah, I was really disappointed in him because we gave him the contract and he really was bad last year. But like, I think if you actually take a step back and realize guys can have bad years and he is still a productive player and he still wants to be here, I don't care about him giving the middle finger to the fans. That was just the heat of the moment. Whatever. He didn't handle it poorly. He handled it poorly. I can deal with that. He's an athlete and people make mistakes. My issue is, can I get him back to playing at an all-star level? And I think he can do it. You can call me crazy. People have called me crazy before.
You're crazy.
I agree with you, Spreet. I agree with you because, like I say, I don't think Jalen Brunson is a traditional point guard, but they pick and roll is going to be a problem. I can agree with that. Like Jalen Rose and Julius Randle pick and roll game, that's going to be scary because they both can shoot and they both can drive to the basket. So you have to defend that. But I don't think Julius is a setup guy. So my point is, I don't think he's gonna be able. He's gonna miss a lot of reads. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a developing thing, but I don't see in his game where he ever been a pick and roll pass person. He's a pick and roll attack guard. But we don't need scoring. That was my whole thing. We don't need scoring. Like scoring was not our problem. That was my whole thing about the Jalen Brunson signing. It just was like we need a distributor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if we really looked into the season, I think we'd try to get Malcolm Brogdon. Now he is a little injury prone, but he's a point guard. You know what I'm saying? He's a point guard. So that was just my whole thing. Like I don't want y'all to think or fans to think like I'm still like mad about the signing. He's here, I'm over it, but it's still questionable. You know what I'm saying? That's all. It was just questionable to me.
Oh yeah. I think, man.
Yeah, I think IQ, by the way, also can give us some playmaking too. I think he can. Like,
yeah, thank you.
He's getting a lot of hate on Twitter. I looked at. I sometimes go to the like page of Mr. RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley just to see what they're reading, because they let's be real here, okay? They read everything. Okay, I don't care what any athlete tells you. They're reading everything. That's why I'm on Twitter, to get them motivated and get them to calm down. They read
and they watch everything too. Bro.
They watch everything. They're probably watching now, or their boys are watching this right now. We know that. Yeah. Okay, so let me make this comment. IQ got a few tweets that he liked, saying he will never be a playmaking point guard and he's a poor man's Lou Williams. And he liked multiple tweets. If you go on Twitter today, you will see them. And I love that. I love that because he must be watching the show, because I do think he can play make more. And I think he's going to be motivated. That's all I got.
Again, hold on, Spree. You wasn't in here. Again, now I got to ask you a question. If you're in your third year, right? If you IQ, right? And you in your rookie year, you in your third year, right? You're in the gym with Spider. You're going out the camps with Spider. You're basically in the media showing that you're with Spider. You don't care about being seen with him. You're working in the gym with him. How do you feel if your organization come and draft a point guard and give him $100 million? What you think that do to his confidence? People say they don't think it do anything, but as you say, go ahead.
I mean, for a lot of players, it would hurt it, but I'll say this about IQ. Knowing his background, where Maryland kid, his family, knowing what he's about, I don't think it will hurt him, because he's going to be in the gym regardless. Like what will hurt IQ is not getting the right amount of minutes in ball games from Tibbs. That will hurt him. I think that hurt him a little bit last year, where I think he should have been there. It was nonsense that my guy MJ Burks was starting at the end of the year last year when the season was over. He should have been playing 30. That's what will hurt IQ, not getting the reps. But as far as like what the Knicks sign and what they do, it shouldn't take minutes away from IQ. I think IQ he needs to develop properly. If he's not, that'll hurt him. But his confidence and mindset, I think he's a very strong, mentally strong kid. That's why I want him on the team for many years. I don't want to trade him.
But I think the player to worry about the most is Deuce right now. Deuce got not just Brunson coming in, getting paid, but Montero and Keels coming in. Even though Keels is not quite point guardish, but he could play point guard. I think he's the one I'm most worried about. I think IQ's got a confidence level where he's like, bring it on. I'm gonna show you. I think he's a guy who stands up to challenge.
But IQ was. But also, like, we got to think about reality too. He's in his third year. Why I say he's in his third year? Because he's looking for a contract this year. That's my point. He's looking for a contract this year.
Yep, true.
So that's why I keep bringing up the third year rookie contract, because this year he's looking for an extension. But the Knicks just signed Jalen Brunson for 4 years, $100 million.
So I don't envision IQ.
As a human, that have to mess with your confidence.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You can't tell me that don't mess with your confidence, because y'all saying y'all not giving me a contract. That's clear as day. Y'all not giving me a contract. So why the hell am I here? That's what I would be.
I think IQ is best off. Like I'm being honest with you. Watching IQ and even watching him in college, in my opinion, he's best off the ball, playing alongside a point guard. But I also think he can develop more into being a playmaking guy. Can he be a starting point guard? Like maybe the Knicks are telling us that they don't think he is that.
That's what I think.
They think he's best suited to just ball out, shooting the basketball, playing off the ball, and occasionally when Brunson's tired, put in IQ and run the show with maybe Derek, or if Derek I think we got some depth. Look, I think it hurt. I get your point about the confidence. I don't know. All I know is I like Jalen Brunson. I think he's getting way too much flack from Knicks fans for what we paid him. I like Jalen Brunson a lot. I don't think the playoffs was a fluke. I think he has a certain skill set. I'm not saying he's a superstar, all-star point guard. I just like his game, and I think he was the best option we had after Ivy wasn't there. So I don't know.
That's why it's difficult, bro, because it's just like at the same time, it's like, okay, like I'm in my third year. They gotta know I'm in my third year. Same thing with Obi. Obi is like, okay, like it's kind of bad. Like when we drafted Obi, I liked it because it was a New York kid, but we had Randle. I already knew that was going to cause conflict because I'm like, okay, he's a little older. He got drafted at 22. This kid need to develop now because it's like he gonna have that Kenyon Martin. Well, not Kenyon Martin. He gonna have that effect like being an older player in the league at only in his ninth year. He's gonna be like 30. So it's just like he needs to develop now if anything's gonna happen. But that's impossible if we have Julius. So his confidence level, he's also in his third year too, also looking for a contract, has a Michael Jordan endorsement. Like he has to move. He has to. He gotta. You know what I'm saying? He can't just keep waiting. You know what I'm saying? Because Jordan, he'll lose that endorsement quick. So at the end of the day, that's my whole thing. I think our plans is not basketball related. That's why I have to rely on that because the whole Jalen Brunson sign. That's why I say third year. I'm like, I look into this detail wise. I say, okay, we signed Jalen Brunson, cool. We signed his dad, cool. Leon Rose used to be his agent, cool. But what does this have to do basketball wise? I get what a lot of fans saying, like, oh, okay, IQ. Not probably, you don't think he's a traditional point guard, but we never gave him a run at least 3 games.
You're right. You're fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Never even gave him a chance, but we signed Jalen Brunson. So he's pissed. If I'm him, I'm pissed off. I'm like, okay, I'm in the gym with Spider. You know what I'm saying? This is my third year in my contract. You got to know I'm going all out, just like Jalen Brunson did. Do you think Jalen Brunson was playing like that hard just because he wanted the Mavericks to win? He left the Mavericks. He wanted some damn money. He wanted money. That's why he was playing hard. Players do that in their contract last year all the time. They turn up.
That's why I was mad at Tibbs last year. That's why I was mad at him.
Yeah, I'm thinking Obi and IQ this year gonna be together, coming in like we're gonna hear our names being chanted. Obi is gonna hear his name as he last year heard his name chanted. IQ is going to be motivated to go, I'm going to want to hear my name chanted while Jalen's on the floor. And I know it's not very unlikely, but if IQ balls out like he could, I think he can. There's going to be a point where the fans may start yelling his name, and Brunson may start feeling the
you feel me? The New York pressure. That's why I lean back on the new. They're going to be like, who that? Why the hell you bring this $100 million in? We had that special guy on the bench the whole time. That's why we gonna look like idiots. We're gonna look like idiots.
Can I just say this though? I think.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
I think you're making fair points, and this is. I feel like we should have been talking last season because I've been saying some of this stuff with Tibbs last season while IQ didn't get the reps, but I think they envisioned them playing together a lot, and I think
so too.
I think that what traditional point guard in today's NBA, I get it. I'm just saying I need IQ to play make. I need everybody on this team to play make. I need Randle to play make still at times. I need RJ to play make. I want everybody to be able to play make on this team. Now, I agree. I don't think IQ's ever gotten a fair shake. I agree with that. I think IQ, though, even though not getting a fair shake, and I don't care about the shooting. People like to tell me, oh, he didn't shoot the ball well. He struggled last year. Yeah, he really struggled in the first 10 games of the season where I heard people wanted to trade him. I still remember that. But
that was crazy.
I'll just say this. IQ's defensively, there's something there. He's a good defender, in my opinion. He's getting better there. I think he can be a good defender in the league. And I think he can play make. The one thing I need him to work on, the float game is always there. They know the float is coming. If he could just finish around the rim better and get all the way to the rim and finish with and one contacts, he doesn't ever get to the rim enough. I'd like him to do that more, and I'd like him to play make more, but they got to give him more of a shot. So hopefully we'll see it. We'll see it. I don't know.
That's my thing. Like, that's why it's going like what he said, it's going to be some conflict, bro. Because I know IQ just for them signing Brunson alone. Oh, he can't wait till October. Oh yeah, okay, y'all don't believe in me. All right, cool. Like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. Like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand that. That's motivation. That's why I say, Spree, I don't know if you was here. That's why I say this is a CAA agency type of collective friendship type of signing. We signed this father and Leon Rose. It has nothing to do with basketball. That's just my problem with the Brunson signing.
I have a problem with that too. That's my biggest problem.
That's a big problem when we deserve to win.
I don't think they thought they could get anybody else. I think they thought that this was the best option too, though.
But Spree, we didn't even try. We didn't even try. How we know if you can't know something?
We tried to trade up for Ivy, and we couldn't. I know
we knew he wasn't getting out.
I don't know that, but it was reported. It was reported.
I mean, we had to be realistic, bro. A generation talent like that, bro. We wasn't. Yeah. Then his mom played for Detroit. I knew he was going there the whole time, bro. When he said he didn't want to go to the Kings, bro, he was saying he wanted to go to Detroit.
We were never going to be able to get him.
We was never going to be able to get him, bro. That was just a reach. We was too far back. And then you really think the Pistons? His mom played for the WNBA for the Detroit organization. Do you think they was gonna let that kid get away or get to the Knicks?
So who did you want? Who did you want? What did you think?
I agree with them trading the pick because I would have took Barnes if we could have got the Kings pick. I'd have took Barnes because he doing all right in the summer league already. Yeah, like 26 points or something like that. So like I said, a stud like that, like I'd have took somebody like that, but. Again, us Knicks, our expectation. That's what we get. We always fall flat on our face. We look at Jalen Ivey like other teams that wasn't looking like we was just the only team out there just wanting Jalen Ivey on our team. Like, bro, and then that's the thing. We're New Yorkers. They don't like us for some reason. They're not gonna let us get him anyway, just for us being. Look what they did as us. I still think the Zion thing was rigged. I don't care what nobody say. I still think
the Steph thing
was rigged.
We should have had
that was great. Like they knew he was coming to New York, and the Pelicans
purposely just pick players so we can't get them.
Exactly. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that they're going against the Knicks. So that's why I was like, why is we doing it? Why is we trying to make headlines instead of trying to win basketball games, man? Like that's getting sickening. Like we starting to turn into like the Cowboys, man. Like for real, like. We just in it for headlines at the end of the day. And it's like New York fans, like, we got to strike, man. Like, for real. Like, it's no reason to go to my expectation. If we're not a 6 seed, and I mean, I don't even want to go to play-in. Like, we got $100 million player. So I expect a solid playoff position. If we're not a 6 seed, bro, I don't know what to do, bro. Like, for real, because we're going backwards.
Go ahead. I can't think that they already resigned to get Jalen Brunson because once they signed Rick, there was almost in the bag. So I felt about that. But how do you feel they made no move at all and didn't change the team? And do exactly where we are right now without Brunson. Would you feel okay?
No. See, I don't want to think hypothetically, but I think if the focus would have been took off of Brunson, I think the New York Knicks would have started looking into what their player on the bench is doing. I think they would have looked on Instagram and say, hey, hold on. He was Spider Mitchell? Like, they're friends. How are they friends? They ain't come in the league together. Like they're best. That's a recruitment. I don't care what nobody say. They didn't grow up in the league together. They didn't play in the same college together, but they're in the gym together. Okay, cool. So that's why if I'm IQ, I have to feel some type of way. I'm just coming to my organization. Like, what more you want me to do? Like, it's rumors about us getting Spider. I'm a Knicks player in the gym with him. On basketball tours with him, doing stuff with him.
But I'm saying, if you're a fan, as a fan, or if you're the owner.
Oh no, I was gonna finish the point. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm saying, like, I think if we were to focus on that, I think we would have never even looked at. We'd have looked at more into trading into Spider. What I was basically answering your question. I don't think that's so. I think we would have got Spider by now because they would have seen the chemistry that IQ and him is building over the summer. So that would have been our main focus. So the 11th pick that would have went into some type of trade for Spider. And we would have never even looked Jalen Brunson way. And basketball-wise, even that's why you got to know this is a play-in move. If I'm the Knicks, I'm like, yo, Brunson, you just left the Western Conference Finals. You sure you don't? Why you want to come here, bro? That's why it's a play, a CAA play. It don't make any sense. It don't make sense. So even if he come here, he's happy to be a 6 seed from playing in the Western Conference Finals, from almost going to a championship. That don't make basketball sense. That don't make basketball sense.
Right. From a basketball player point of view, maybe not, but from New York City bright lights, from running your own team, from not having, been on the Luka shadow, those 3 factors, and then your dad's right there. Those are 4 kind of things that kind of can get it to, to a point where you go, you know what? Let me give this a shot. But if you can win like I said, you make it here, you make it anywhere. If you can get a ring in New York City, it's over. It's over for you. I mean, you can sign a ticket anywhere you want to go. You're a made man, as I say.
I agree, but my little point, I ain't saying bow down to no man. Like you say, Luka's shadow. Look at Kyrie. The grass ain't always on green on the other side, right? Sometimes you just gotta bow down. Sometimes you just gotta bow down and respect your peers. Luka is way better than Brunson. He living in the shadow. He never even been an all-star to even make that claim. He's nobody. He's like, no disrespect, like, but he's like he's Luka was clearly the best player on that team.
Yeah, he was.
So to me, he has to bow down to them. He has to hold the ball. Like, he has to get the star player the ball, because when he get the ball, he wasn't the star player.
But man, when he's 24, 25 years old, you think
26.
Man. The ego is
26.
Okay, 26. Once he in your mid-20s or early 20s, anything below 28, you're thinking, I'm going to be the man. Something just have that invincibility about you. So I don't know if he's thinking, let me keep playing. Let me get a chip with Luka, which I would have done personally. I was
right.
And also the money wise with taxes, I'm staying in Dallas. But
exactly.
I mean, from a championship perspective, no question. Like you stay with Luka, but like I think a part of it is dad played here. I think he is a Knicks person. He grew up in the organization. He went to the facility. My understanding is he knows all the old, like he's just like he's bred in this. So I get it. You could say it's a CA thing. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, because I think there's a lot of truth. There's definitely connections, no doubt, all over the place. I'm just saying my big thing all comes back to Tibbs, man. You talked about the Quickley, like just like this roster, it's about winning games, and I'm all about winning. But like we have so many young guys on this team, and I need to know where they are so I can make decisions in the front office about where we go. And I can't do that if they're not getting time on the floor and being developed properly. I'm not there at practice. I am there sometimes around shoot around to get autographs, but they don't let me in. So I don't know what goes on. All I know is what I see when they get on the bus, and I say, Get your shots up, MJ Burks. Get in the gym, RJ. What are you doing? But I can't get in the gym, so I don't see what's going on, and all I see is the minutes that get handed out. So I just think I need Tibbs to do. If he's not the right guy to coach and develop these players, then he's got to go. So I don't know, man. I hate to say that about Tibbs because I'm a loyal guy, man, and that first year was incredible. But I don't know if he's the right coach for this young team.
Oh, Spree, he's out of there. The coach, what's his name? Johnny, the Utah coach.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be his team by All-Star break.
I mean, it's very possible. Very possible.
I mean, this is all CAA. This is clear as day. Like they putting their guys in. Same thing with Danny Ainge. Like he's putting all his guys in play. That's what the organization is doing. And I dislike it because, like I say, I think it's gonna bite Leon Rose because, like I say, like if I hope, like you say Spree earlier, hopefully we're not done making off-season moves. I pray to God we're not done. But if we're done,
I hope we're trying to do other things.
Yeah, like I like if we're just set in stone right now, then we're doomed. But like that's why it's kind of hard to make a prediction. But hopefully, man, like I say, because I don't know what's coming next. We're not getting Kevin Durant. I don't want Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? That's just my point. Like even with who's available right now, you know what I'm saying? Where do we go? You know what I'm saying? Like where do we go from here? Who do we pair with Brunson? Because right now, I don't think the spacing even work. Right now, it just don't even work with Robinson, Randle, and RJ alone starting. That's clogging up the paint for Brunson. Brunson can't get to his spots. with those
There's
players?
been discussions about OG. I don't know how much true to that is. I was driving around and I heard some discussions. I don't know how true that is, but somebody said that that OG Anunoby can be had for the right price. I don't know if that's true. I do like OG. I think he's going to cost a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna cost a lot.
Who said that? The $1 Million Man?
I think I was listening to Sirius XM NBA
Okay.
radio, and they're like, they were saying OG Anunoby, get your trade offers in. I'm like, okay. I hope the Knicks are in there. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, who you giving up though, Spree?
We have a lot of picks, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they want, but I'm assuming they're gonna want at least
They need shooting.
2 first.
They need shooting.
So I'll give him Evan. No problem.
They definitely need shooting, bro.
But what that's gonna do to our shooting?
Right.
What?
I mean, we got
I like
Grimes
OG.
and Reddish, but
Grimes
Yeah,
Grimes would have to carry a heavier load.
yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I want Reddish to start, but it seemed like Tibbs don't like young people, so I don't know. Like, I don't get it.
You don't got no choice but to play the young guys this year. That's why they got rid of Burks and Noel to see if you can develop those guys.
Yo, but
Yeah,
does it scare you guys to hear? What about our shooters? And you go, Fournier, Grimes.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm saying. We still. This cannot be done. Like this cannot be the finished product, or this can't possibly be the starting 3 people around. That's why I do believe Randle probably about to go. I hate to say, but Randle, somebody else got to be about to go because spacing wise, it still don't make sense. Like it still don't make sense. Like you know what I'm saying?
So when the Knicks made the 4 seed, when we talk about shooting, when the Knicks made the 4 seed, check this out. RJ shot it incredible from 3. Randle shot it incredible from 3.
Sure. Yeah, Randle.
MJ Burks is gone. He shot it incredible from 3. Who else shot it incredible from 3? I'm free. There was another one. They were all close to 40% from 3. I don't know if that's possible again. But yeah, RJ and Randle need to get their 3-point shooting up high for this team to be good. There's no doubt about that.
Yo, you know what? I'd be happy if their mid-range is up high. Again, man, DeRozan, you guys mathematically look at it like this. If you have 10 shots and he goes 3 for 10 from 3, or he goes 5 or 6 for 10 from 2, which is the better one? Which is better?
Yes, of course.
5 for 6 and 2.
I'll take the
I mean, you got 10 points.
Yeah, 5 for 6.
Because not only are you going to get only 9 points with 3 for 10,
Yeah.
5 for 10 is 10 points. So right away, it's a point difference. Plus, it's 2 less missed shots for the other team to get the ball to come down and score. So,
man, that's that Golden State effect, though.
But the offense was so stagnant last year. Like you would hope.
Everybody think they the Warriors, man.
You would hope bringing Brunson in. It was set up some easier looks for Randle and RJ. Because last year, I mean, they was forcing up shots. We know Randle was taking heavily contested shots. So now we got a point guard. Hopefully he can set those guys up. When we brought in D Rose in that second half of the season, he was playing. That's what's propelled us to that 4th seed and got us to the playoffs. So we're gonna see if Brunson can be that type of player.
But RJ got to really like Spree said, he has to develop his 3-point game because he's gonna be open a lot with 3-point shots. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's gonna be his game, but he has to. And I don't really see him. I don't know if Uncle Freezy can pull up the catch and touch, but I want to know his percentages of catch and touch shots. Like
RJ
I know it got to
actually
be
shot
terrible.
it. RJ actually so I'll say this. RJ definitely needs to always continue to shoot the 3 ball well. Like I didn't have an issue with RJ shot it. Okay, so he shot it 40% from 3 2 years ago. He shot it 34.2. Could it be a little bit better? Short? That's not bad. I'd like to get it to 37 plus. My issue with RJ is twofold. Actually, threefold. And the ball was placed in his hands more. He was carrying
fourfold.
Fourfold. The ball was in his hands more. He was carrying a heavy load. I understand that. I want to put this in its proper context, and which is good. He grew because he had the ball in his hands more because Randle couldn't handle it. Remember, like in midseason when we said we can't do this anymore, RJ, put it in your hand. Yeah. So RJ needs to make free throws. He needs to be better at the line. I'm sorry. He shot 71% from the free throw line. That's unacceptable.
Not good enough.
That's not going to work.
That's not in New York.
Not in New York. RJ needs to finish better, and the field goal percentage is unacceptable. He shot – what's his field goal percentage? I got it right here. He shot 40% from the field. No. You got to do better than that. You're getting bunnies, especially because nobody can stop you with your left hand. You got that same move where you get to the left at will. You got to finish that. 40% is unacceptable. The next thing RJ needs to do better is he has to continue to play make and also the turnovers. I think he was a little more under control last year, but I still think RJ can be better. And also in transition, I need RJ to be better because let's face it, guys. Yes, Brunson helps. Yes, IQ helps. But RJ, to me, is the only other guy in transition that can get us what we need. So those are the things I'm asking RJ to do better. Can he do it? We'll see. But for RJ to be an all-star, the field goal percentage is like the first thing I look at, man. He's got to be more efficient.
Spree, can I add the fourfold?
Go ahead. I missed something. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to pull it up on the screen. Right? What you're looking at is RJ Barrett's career shot chart. Every shot that he's ever taken in his NBA career.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
You had it.
Right? So let me I'm going to make it more. Some of these shots like way out here 30, 35 feet, you don't expect nothing.
Oh, you put it up, Uncle Freeze? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is what I want you guys to take a look at. So RJ, over the course of his career, has taken 1,531 shots at the right, and so RJ is shooting 48.5% at the rim. That means RJ Barrett
almost 50%. That's good.
Is 50% at the rim. The league average is 58% at the rim.
That's good. That's good.
Right? RJ is terrible at the rim.
That's not good enough.
Terrible.
48% is not good enough for him.
That's terrible.
At his size, 6'7", 6'6", you got it. Nah.
That's bad.
That's terrible.
That's
How tall is RJ? How tall is he?
6'6" and some change.
Yeah.
He's 6'6" and some change. So he's 6'6", 6'7", something like that.
Oh, he's solid.
Right.
Yeah, that should be all right.
But look at RJ Barrett from the corner three. 38.5. The league average is 38.4.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
The other side, he's 36.7. Being a lefty, that's going to be a little weirder. But the league average is 39.2.
I'm cool with that too. I'm fine.
And from the wings, he's 39.7 and 35. The straight on three, RJ Barrett, the straight on three.
It's probably not good.
We like to call it the big man three because it's straight on. It's straight ahead. There's no weird line of vision angles, nothing like that. There's no weird. It's looking directly at the backboard, right? RJ Barrett is shooting 28% from the big man three.
Ew.
That's terrible.
Right. And so that's why when you were saying twofold and threefold, I was like, yeah, RJ Barrett has major flaws in his game that can be cleaned up, right? These things can. RJ Barrett.
I hope Hadouken ain't listening because Hadouken gets mad at me when I criticize Mr. RJ and Ethan too. But they had to make videos last year because I was very critical. But go ahead.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, throw up Brunson numbers. Let's see what Brunson is from the field, from around the court.
And then pull up Spider's numbers, and then so we can shut all this down. That should have been our main focus player. I'm sorry, man. We should have got Spider, man. Oh yeah, hot take for everybody.
You're not trying to move him right now.
That's a lie. 3 first-round picks, RJ, and Grimes for Spider and Jordan Clarkson. What you doing?
I'm pulling the trigger right now.
Exactly.
Give me sorry, and I love RJ, but I'm pulling the trigger.
Now we a 5th seed. Now we a solid 5th seed.
Right. Well,
you want to know why? Because we still have youngins. So therefore,
Wait, we get Jordan Clarkson too?
Yeah.
3 first-round picks for RJ Barrett and not quickly. What's his name?
Grimes.
Number 6.
Grimes.
Yeah,
Grimes.
for Spider and Jordan Clarkson.
Right.
I would even throw Randle in there for free.
No, don't.
Nah, we need Cam. We need Cam. Because I think because underestimated thing is like if we sign Melo, I think Melo can get that kid on his game, bro. I really think Melo can bring the beast out of Cam Reddish, bro.
Right.
I don't want to trade RJ though.
Me either. And I want to show y'all something, man.
But I hear you.
I want to. I see where y'all going, but I also want to show y'all this. What is it? I had it pulled up and it won't show up. I had it pulled up here.
It's crazy how I'm defending RJ. It's like I'm so critical of RJ, but it's funny how I defend him.
I wouldn't have wanted to trade if we would have never made the trade for Cam Reddish. I don't trade RJ, but we got Cam Reddish, and Cam Reddish is only 1 year older than RJ, so I don't really see what's the hurt behind that. And RJ hasn't shown us that he deserved a Darius Garland contract, so that's why I'm trading him because that's what he's gonna want. That's what he's gonna be playing for this year. Period. He's like we got 3 players: Obi, Quickley, and RJ, who's looking for contracts. I think Brunson slows that down a lot for those kids, and they're going to be upset with that, man. They're going to be upset. I'm telling you, man. They're not going to be too fond about that. And I'm thinking they're too fond about bringing $100. That's why I say it mess up the chemistry. It mess up a lot of things because I think only 3 people was on board with this decision, and that's Jalen Rose, his father, and Leon Rose. I think that's it. That was the whole meeting. That's it.
Brunson Pop's been an assistant coach under Thibodeau, bro. So Thibodeau known Jalen Brunson since remember Brunson was on that 99 Knicks team. He was on that 99 Knicks team. And Tibbs was assistant coach.
Tibbs may have been at the delivery room. It's possible.
Yeah, they know they have relationship.
Right, but they also too did Tibbs ask for Cam Reddish? Right, he didn't. That's my point. They're just doing things without his approval. They're not bringing him in they're not bringing him in the meeting all the time. He got to feel some type of way about that too, because he said he didn't ask. He said that he didn't ask for Kemba or he didn't ask for Cam Reddish. How are you not on point with your guys? That's my point. So it's some dysfunction there, bro. It's a little dysfunction there.
I agree.
But for the Brunson part, like I'm just saying, like his pops worked under Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get that.
I think Tibbs signed off on the Brunson deal. I
don't feel like they left him out.
I can't see a way that they left him out with. I agree with you. There's definitely some dysfunction, but with this specific move, it's hard for me to believe Tibbs wouldn't sign on because I do think Tibbs has known him a long time. I think Tibbs believes in this kid. I don't know if Tibbs thinks this guy's going to be a superstar. I don't necessarily think that. But I do think Tibbs signed off on this one. I could be wrong because I have no idea. But I think that he's okay with it.
And Tibbs was happy we didn't get a rookie. That's why Tibbs is
the $100 million, like
fair point.
Yeah, he's making $100 million, but you gotta look at what the other guards are making on the market though. He's the 14th highest paid point guard in the A right now. If you look at those other guards, that's Lowry, Bledsoe's at 19, VanVleet is at 21. Like it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Like I understand, like $100 million, and it's a lot of expectation. I get what you're saying. Playing in New York, it's going to be the pressure. The pressure's there. That's a given. But he wanted to pull up though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Sometimes you got to be careful for what you ask for. That's how I feel. I just feel like it's that type of situation. You start getting booed and you start, you know what I'm saying? They start D'ing your little ass up and trapping you. Don't get mad and frustrated and throw your thumbs down. Because you clearly asked for this. You asked for this. That's all I'm saying. He got to take everything that comes with New York City. That's all I'm saying. And I don't really think this kid is built for that. That's what I'm saying, because pressure bursts pipes, man. And that New York pressure, man, like I say, man, it's worthy because we deserve to win, man. Like just our loyalty and how much we invested in this team. And like I say, man, I drive 6 hours just to come to the Garden. So, bro, I be pissed off, bro. Like, you know how much gas that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, Bro, I'm telling you,
I'm not expecting Brunson to be a savior.
So, Sean, what you drove? You drove the Bentley or you drove the Prius? Because it depends.
Oh no!
If you drove the Bentley, you already know gas gonna be crazy.
Hell nah, man! I ain't gonna. Probably got 2014 Nissan Maxima, bro.
Yeah, man. Oh, you styling, bro? You styling?
Nah, man.
That's crazy.
Shit in New York, this shit $5.
Yes, I know. I'm in South Carolina, and I just paid $5 a gallon for gas, bro.
Oh shit, that's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. So imagine doing all that and then the Knicks lose. Like, I'm not driving all the way up there for Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry. That's why it just make me mad. It don't excite. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't. Even though I'm gonna go up to drive up there because that's my team, and I always say that every year because we always do something. But man, it's just coming emotionally, like, for real, man. I'm just emotionally drained, man. It's just really. I just want, like Spree say, man. I just want us to win, man. That's it, man. Win.
So give me these numbers. Let's look at these numbers.
Okay.
So
RJ Barrett.
Yeah, the reason. So I'm not jumping around like following like with the conversation and stuff. I just want to kind of like stay in a lane so the conversation can stay like on the path, right? Because we was looking at RJ Barrett's shot chart, right?
Right.
For his career, and what we didn't take into account is RJ Barrett is significantly younger than his peers, and on this list, I'm comparing RJ Barrett to who I think he will be compared to at the end of his career. At the end of his career, these are of the players that I think will have dominated at or around his position by the end of his career, right? And so look at the total number of games played. In the age 21 season, RJ Barrett played 4 more games than the next closest person. Right? He played 4 more games than the next closest person, which was Paul George. Right? And Paul George played 66 games, right? Paul George averaged 12.1 points a game as a 21-year-old. RJ Barrett averaged 20 points a game. Right? Look at the rebounding numbers for guys that play the same position as RJ. The only other person that rebounding numbers are similar are Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Right? Look at the assist. Look at the assist numbers. Right? Look at the assist numbers. Right? And so when you look at all these numbers across the board, right? RJ Barrett at his age is comparable to these players at the same age. There is no number on this sheet that blows RJ Barrett out of the water. Right? The only thing is shooting percentage, but all these guys shot in their 40s. Nobody shot in their 50s, nobody shot in their 30s. Right? And look at the 3-point percentage. The only person that shot in the 40% range was Bradley Beal. Right? Everybody else is somewhere between 29 and 40. Right? And look at De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox shot 29.2% as a 21-year-old. Right? De'Aaron Fox shot 70.5% from the free throw line. We complained about RJ Barrett's free throws, right? De'Aaron Fox shot 70.5%. Right? And De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. And think about this. Think about how many Knicks fans would take De'Aaron Fox today.
Word.
Think about how many Knicks fans would try to package Obi and Quickley and Grimes and all that stuff for De'Aaron Fox. And you're looking at De'Aaron Fox's age 21 season. Right? So
we love other people's favorite players on other teams. We always do that.
Right. And so what I use this for is not to validate RJ Barrett as a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought that's what you were doing.
No. I only do that for Alec Burks. Alec Burks is the only person that
Fair
I
enough.
Right. But what I'm saying is when we say RJ Barrett is only 21, there's some merit to that. Because when these players right here, and these are great players for this era, right? These are great players for this era.
Yeah.
Their age 21 seasons are not that far off from RJ Barrett. And then when you think about the team, the play, Bradley Beal was playing next to John Wall. Right? Think about that. Think about Kawhi Leonard was playing next to Tim Duncan. Paul George was playing next to Danny Granger, Roy Hibbert,
David West.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
De'Aaron
Fox, right? And
De'Aaron Fox is the only one like that's
And De'Aaron Fox played in the up-tempo system. They played the most possessions per game. They got the most shot attempts per game. That's the reason why his numbers are inflated like that, because his numbers at 21, he wasn't better than Paul George. But when you look at the numbers say that De'Aaron Fox is a 10-point per game scorer better than Paul George. De'Aaron Fox is not that much better than Paul George. He's not better than Paul George, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. And so what I'm saying is we want to include RJ in every trade scenario possible, right? But the thing is, we need to keep things in context, right? Hey, and the reason why I say that is because Spider Mitchell was a 21-year-old in the NBA also, right? He had to start somewhere
in the playoffs.
Yeah. He had to start somewhere, man. So and what I'm getting at is, CJ, I heard you when you was like pulling up the other guys' numbers. I wanted to get to this first so that we can kind of I want to see Spider numbers. Because what happens is sometimes we'll see RJ finishing at the basket or his free throw percentage and say, "Oh, trade him, he's a bum." But then you have to look at other players had deficiencies also at age 21, age 20, and they had to work through it and get better, right? That, like, for instance, their scoring averages didn't go up because they started finishing better at the rim. Because they started shooting better from three. It started with basic stuff like hitting layups, hitting your free throws. You know, they're free. How can you miss them? And they're free. You know what I'm saying? So when you see a guy scoring average go from 18 to 22, he hit 2 more free throws and hit 1 more layup. There go your 4 points right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And then think about all the close games that the Knicks lost this year. Think about the game against Miami where RJ Barrett had 46 points against the Miami Heat, right?
We lost.
And he missed 7 free throws.
Yep.
Terrible.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett could have finished that game with 53 points.
Easily,
right? Easily, right? But he didn't hit his free throws, right? And so what I'm saying is I don't want to jump out the window over one stat or another, but what I want to do is just be more understanding of who these players are at these tender ages. Like, because if RJ Barrett
also needs to learn how to miss free throws too, because we had a situation in the Brooklyn Nets game on the road where I thought he could have missed it better when we needed him to miss it.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Brooklyn game, yeah.
So, I want him to not just learn how to make free throws, but come on, man, you got to know the rule. Like, you got to hit that thing hard, man, so we can get the rebound. You're killing me.
And that's my thing, Spree. It's like it's too much for him to get, man. Like, that's why I want you to pull up Spider numbers, because, like, he's a generational talent, man. Like, we can't miss up on that if he's available, man. He averaged 36 points in the playoffs, man. Like, that is amazing, bro. I looked at his numbers the other day, bro. Like, he led Utah in the playoffs in the West since a rookie. That's something you can't take away from Spider, bro. That's why I don't get what's the hesitation on the trade. RJ he's never gonna have that stat because he missed the playoffs. So,
do you believe the Jazz will trade him? They say they're not.
I mean, it's to a point where they're going to have to trade him because he's not playing. He's not playing with that squad. They about to buy out Patrick Bev. They already said that. Pat Bev finna go to the Heat. So that's my thing. We got to gear up, man. And what the East is getting better, man.
What Donovan has to do, what he has to do is he has to, like, for us to get him, in my opinion, he's got to say, I want out. I want to only play for the Knicks. That's what I need him to do. If you want him on the Knicks, that's what he should do.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna want to make it. I don't think he's a private. I don't think he's a public guy. I don't think he want to. He don't want to look. He don't want the. He really. I think he don't want the Utah fans to turn on him, which is weird because it's like once you go to New York, we'll embrace you, bro. Like you don't need to worry about
forever,
that,
man.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. So one like that's gonna
Utah.
overshadow. Yeah, forget it. Like that's what I'm. And that's what I really think it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bigger market for him. The Adidas. It's all the New York market is what he deserved, and that's why. I think like, he pulled up the numbers. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. This kid, man, he's a little underrated, man. Like, and I just think it's the market of Utah. But like his overall player status, man, he's only 6'1", bro. Really a guard, really a one when you really think about it. And he's a beast, man.
No, he's good. He's good. I mean, in the playoffs this year, his shot selection was a little crazy. Watching that first round against Dallas. You could have definitely played better.
But remember, not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you finish. But remember when James Harden won it out of Brooklyn? I felt like he did that intentionally. That's why I feel like Brunson get a lot of credit. Right, Mitchell was not playing hard. He was not. He won it out, bro. He was not playing hard at all in that series, bro. And then when they won the first game, he turned it up in the second half and they won. But he was not. He had like 13 points in one game. He didn't care. You can clear, and he wasn't passing Gobert the ball purposely. That was clear. They had plenty.
Yeah. I'll give Utah Julius. I'll give Utah Cam. I'll give Utah Evan. And I'll give Utah 3 first-round picks. And also give them Hoodie Kev and God of Moses. And we'll call it a day.
Danny A say hell no. Danny A say hell no.
Oh, come on, man. God of Moses is in the deal. That's my boy.
Danny H is not stupid. Danny H is not dumb. He's not stupid.
I think Danny
He's not dumb. No, he want RJ. He won RJ.
I'll even bring back Kevin Knox and somehow acquire Kevin Knox, and then I'll reroute him to Utah with Hoodie Kev.
Yeah, don't get me wrong though, Spree. That everybody depend on. Like, I don't want everybody to think like just giving up RJ like he's a bum or something. Like, trust me, if we didn't make the Cam Reddish trade, because like I say, I want to see how Cam looks. If we didn't make the Cam trade, I'd be like, hell nah. We need to develop RJ. You know what I'm saying? Because he's I get it. He's drafted by us. He's us. He's ours. He's us. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get that. But Spider Mitchell?
He's a great. I hear you. It's a tough one. I hear you.
Spider Mitchell?
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a good player.
Bro, he beat Melo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook in their prime in the playoffs, bro. In the playoffs as a rookie. That's amazing. And that's what he want. He's a Hall of Famer off of that alone, bro.
I just want to see. I'll just say this. I think what the Knicks are going to do, this is what I think they're going to do with that situation. Jazz are saying they ain't trading him. Okay. The Knicks, I think, hopefully they're not done and they do other things, but I think they want to see first what Brunson and this new cast of characters coming back with a bad year looks like. They want to see what this looks like on paper for a few months, and then maybe things will change. Maybe Donovan situation changes and we strike. I don't know.
I say they keep him by All-Star break because the All-Star game is in Utah this year. But he's coming to the Knicks.
Good point. I didn't know that. Okay.
So they're going for marketing and marketing and you know what I'm saying, for money wise. I think they're gonna keep him into the All-Star break. But then around that time,
game in Utah. Why?
It's in Utah this year. I mean, really? they gotta go around the world, Spree.
Oh, come on, man! All-Star game should never be in Utah. What?
It was never in Cleveland either. Yeah, they got it. I respect it. They trying new cities. Like I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. Let me say this real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me do this real quick. I got to do a programming note. Tomorrow night on the Knicks and Night podcast, same thing that you watch right now, I'm gonna have the Golden State Warriors, YouTuber Supreme, Athletic Alchemy on the show in this spot right here, and we'll be talking about the rise of a dynasty, how long that dynasty has left, and some other things Golden State related, NBA related, and how the rest of the NBA views the New York Knicks and their fans. Right. So tune in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for that. We'll be starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Knicks at Night podcast. Of course, I told you guys already. Knicks at Night podcast is every night, 7 days a week, 11 o'clock, right here on YouTube. right? But for that, since it's going to be our first guest in a long time, and y'all know we do that intentionally. Like the reason why I don't have guests on the show is because I want you guys to rock. This is a Knicks fans channel where the Knicks fans come in and chop it up from their perspective, from a Knicks fans perspective. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'll have the YouTuber Supreme, Uncle Alchemy, Athletic Alchemy is what he go by on, I think it's Twitter or one of those things. And we'll talk about how the Golden State Warriors built their dynasty. And I'm going to ask him if the Knicks are on the verge of becoming the Golden State Warriors, so to speak, going down that road, that pathway, so to speak. Right? All right. So I got some other guests that want to come on the Knicks at Night podcast. It's a Detroit content creator that wants to talk about how the Knicks and Pistons work together to improve both franchises. And then there's another sketchy dude from Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know if I'm going to have him on. I just got to have more conversations with him because I don't want to have no idiots on the show. Y'all listen, come on the show, and if you come on the show and you be whack, I'll be ready to fight. Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for the show tomorrow. It's gonna be dope. The show tomorrow is gonna be dope. Right?
So Uncle Freezy, so they come in to rub they 4 rings in our face, basically, right?
Well, not really. not really, because the thing is with
I hate the Warriors, man.
With Golden State is they don't have to do anything to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The Golden State Warriors are being compared to the Lakers and the Celtics. If they win 2 more chips, they'll have more championships than everybody in the NBA except 2 other franchises.
If they get Kevin Durant again, I may retire.
Yeah, it's I don't want to watch basketball.
I may retire from the game of basketball and go into.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, and so we'll ask him about that tomorrow.
Okay.
And ask about what he thinks about Kevin Durant returning, and things of that sort. Are they willing to give up young pieces like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, James Wiseman in order to bring Kevin Durant for the next 3 years?
That's a lot.
Is it worth it?
So do you think Jordan Poole will be in that deal, Uncle Freezy?
No.
That would be the weakest move by a superstar 2.0.
Man, I got a feeling it's about to happen, man. Damn, man.
But the thing
about to end up going back to the Warriors, man.
But the thing about that though is we won't have to speculate. We can ask the man himself tomorrow when he come on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's closer to the Golden State pulse than we are. And we're on another coast. They're out there on the West Coast, and we're over here on the East, for the most part, on the East Coast. East Coast based, even if we're not in the East Coast specifically. But with that said, I'm going to get out of here, right? Make sure y'all subscribe to Athletic Alchemy on YouTube. Bodega Wi-Fi put his YouTube channel in the chat. Just go check out his stuff. You'll see how cool he is. He'll be here tomorrow night. Make sure y'all copy that link and save it, so that you can go to his channel and see what this guest will look like and his style of Q&A or A and Q. Since he's a guest, it'll be more answer and then maybe some questions instead of and I'll be the one with the Q&A.
Hey, Freezy, can I just say this? I hope everyone has a good holiday, man. Enjoy the 4th with the family, and I'll be tuning in, man. I'll be tuning in with my newborn. I need to hear about this KD thing, man. You got to tell me what's up.
We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. Trust me.
All right.
Hey, congratulations on your newborn.
Hey, congratulations on your newborn. Appreciate you. Good talk. This was a good conversation. I appreciate it. I needed it.
Yeah, man. And tennis is falling off, bro. What's going on with tennis? Tennis is falling off, bro.
I hope Nick Kyrgios, man. I need him to get to the semis with Rafa so I can see a fight. I want to see the first fight in tennis.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end it right here, man. Thank y'all for coming through.
Salute, man.
Thank y'all for coming through. Stay tune in for the Knicks morning drive in about 6 hours. I'll be right back here in about 6 hours doing the Knicks morning drive for 3.5-4 hours, and then I'll get on the grill for a little bit, and then get ready for the Knicks at Night podcast.
You not doing vibes and stuff tomorrow? No vibes and stuff?
No vibes and stuff tomorrow.
Okay.
No vibes and stuff tomorrow, bro.
So 6
All right, y'all. Thank
All
y'all
right,
for
man.
tuning in, and I will see y'all in a few.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.